not to sign it. Because they're the ones who issued the permit now. So we'll see. He's supposed to come tonight, and we can discuss it, but that's the best I could do. I talked to all the supervisors that are, because it would be through the city of Norwich, that's city of Norwich property.
Yeah, he came down to the town garage and was telling me about it, and I said, "You think there's a theft? Call the cops." And so probably,
Yeah. Next time that happens where somebody comes to see you, let John or me know,
okay.
so that we know, so we can look into it, because I went right to, I
And
don't
he told
know.
me he left a message with the supervisor.
I didn't get a message
Okay.
from him, because I usually call everybody. It might take me a day or two to call him back,
Right.
but he might have left it on somebody else's line too.
Yeah.
And he talked to Debbie twice, he told me.
Once,
And,
he came in and talked to me once, and I sent him down to
So,
Brandon,
okay.
and he went down and talked to Brandon.
He said he left he wasn't
oh,
sure.
maybe he left the message.
Well, he said he left a phone message with the supervisor because he thought that was. who I
Yeah,
was.
yeah. So, and he came last night because he thought it was the board meeting, and I was here. So, and I'm like, well, come on in, it's not the board meeting till tomorrow, but come in now, listen. Oh, do you mind? I said, not at all, that's what I'm supposed to do. But I tried to look into it as best I could today, and this is what I came up with. But the permit is only for stairs. The ground should have never been dug up there.
No.
And so, when I try to
Is there a
call.
driveway there with them?
No driveways on the water side. Well, I take that back. There are houses, but you get to a
Oh,
certain point,
Mike, this clock is
houses-
wrong.
the
We gotta
houses
start
stop.
the public hearing.
Yeah.
and then it's just. A lot of people have
We'll
stairs
talk
down
about it
water.
in the, whatchamacallit, because I'm sure it'll be here at 6, but we gotta open the, meeting now. Because it's not on the agenda, the public hearing, so do I just write it in here? And do we do the salute and all that first, or do we wait till the actual board meeting? Okay. All right, so I'm opening the public
Just run in,
hearing.
aren't you? Just,
That's me.
just run in.
I'm opening the public meeting for the local law. Deb, do we know what number it is? Because it's not printed on here.
It should be number 2.
It'll be number 2 if it passes. This local law is to override this tax levy limit. So we're waiting for any public to come, if they have any discussion. Does any of the board have any discussion on overriding it? This is just a precaution to do, just in case we go over the 2%. Right now, with the tentative, we haven't gone over the 2% cap. But this is what it's for. For all of you who didn't know.
This is a different one.
I've never seen that. Have you seen that one before?
I haven't seen this one,
This was at the county in their file, and they issued a permit. And he asked me to sign it today. And I said, I gotta get to the board meeting, because I had to wait. He was helping somebody else. And
Is that paper go with it?
no, this is the paper this is all the information that the gentleman brought
Okay.
with pictures.
All the other stuff?
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
pictures.
this is just, he just asking for a
Stairs.
permit for stairs going down the lake. He's out way beyond where this other deal is.
Well, I gave him the address, and that's what he gave me, so that person has nothing to do with this person. I told him it was 159 West Shore Road,
Yeah.
and that's what
What's it?
Steve at the county gave me.
Howie Field and whoever his neighbor is. Right? Howie Field, right? Is the one that-
Yeah, and I told him the name that I thought, here he is.
There's the.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm
So
doing
this
it.
has,
This is something all different.
so Steve, so that one, do you want to sign it and we submit
Yeah,
it back?
They're just with the stairway
Okay, so that, he didn't even give me the right
Good, how are
information,
you?
so I don't know if
Good.
there's been a permit.
Did
but
you
I
go up
didn't.
and check it out?
I did, yeah.
But that's what the head of the, codes office gave me today. I told him the address and this is what he gave me. And I didn't even look at it because I didn't have time. I had to get to the board meeting. I said, and I called Roy and the supervisor told me not to, sign it. So. We're in public hearing right now to override the tax cap, just in case it's a preventative. Like if when we make the budget, we have the tentative budget done,
Okay,
but we have to do a local law and a public hearing to override the tax cap if we go over 2%.
okay, so is this the public hearing?
Yes, we're in the, and so if you have any questions about that, we can.
I guess the question I guess would be is, do you have to go over it? And that's
Right now, we haven't gone over it.
all I- Okay.
So, but we just do this as a precaution because we haven't voted on the budget if we forgot anything or,
You know, I have mixed feelings about like taxes, because I used to, like I told you before, I used to be on the North School Board for 6 years.
yes,
And when you're on the board and you kind of learn all the things that you have to do, sometimes you have no choice. So, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do,
yeah.
okay? But nobody likes their taxes raised. There's that side too.
Yeah, right,
So.
Yeah.
And between school and county, okay, and in Berlin, okay, you know, we pay about, you know, pretty close to $10,000 a year
okay.
on our property at Sandy Lake.
Hello.
Yep.
So,
But my wife also has some other property in Norwich that she rents apartments and they're high too.
yeah, so, right now, we haven't gone over, but we
We got an
still,
agenda?
yes, they're right there, sir. Everything.
I forgot to pick one up too.
Thank you, Marion.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so I don't have no idea why he gave me that. He didn't really, well, that was the head guy. And Ian wasn't there today for us to ask. So, hello, Teresa Clark.
Hello, Wendy Lyson. What's the formality here?
We're in public hearing to override the tax cap. It's okay. If you have any questions, you got 6 minutes to ask.
If I want you to what?
They go over the 2% tax cap.
No.
Not a chance.
How are you, Teresa?
I'm okay for a.
Good.
Hi. Do you have the right one? I thought so maybe. Because I see a lot of, you know, you've been absent because of your dad, so it's okay. I'll forgive you.
I don't really care if forgive me or not, 'cause,
Can't see and I lost my glasses.
Absolutely, and we all will agree to that 100%.
Checking your dates.
Mary Ellen, do you guys have a board meeting
We're gonna
tonight
have the
too?
date, yeah.
No, ours was last week.
Oh, yours was last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just funny the way it fell.
Yeah. Where did the gentleman, there was another gentleman.
Questions were answered.
What time?
Brandon.
Oh.
He was able to.
Oh, okay. What was the question?
I don't know, I heard him talking about.
Oh, okay. You took care of the gentleman? He didn't,
Yeah, yep. I was
okay.
asking about Aspen, if we were working with them, with the tree cutting around here.
Oh,
Because he's got a tree that's in question, he wants taken down.
oh, okay. And our answer to that question was?
Phone call NICEAG,
Okay.
so it's within.
That's
it's
usually
within
who
the power
hires them
lines.
to clean the power lines.
Yep.
We gotta get that clock fixed. Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah, just I fixed it.
Oh, you did? Oh. Okay, it is right. I didn't think it was right. That's why it's been wrong for so long. That's why I keep tapping my phone. So, well, that didn't help me out at all.
No.
And,
You want to look at?
No, that's a different issue.
okay. So I have to, do you want me to sign it? Because I gotta go back. That's just a copy. That's not the one that, they made me a copy. Oh, okay, I can take it back to them because I forgot to leave this to them. I'm supposed to sign and leave it, and I forgot to leave it today. So I'll have to go back to lunch and leave it.
You want to go up there still?
That's what I got told, so
Okay.
you're gonna hear, so.
Most of those I scan and email because it leaves a good paper trail for which ones have been brought in.
Yeah, I thought we kept copies of them all.
Not full copies.
Did you
I
take
just
pictures
usually
of them
scan and
first?
email it back to the woman who sends them to me.
Oh, okay. Because I never saw that one on, and you didn't see that one either.
There's one up there on the day
And he
when
goes,
it's
it
pouring
happens a lot, they'll come and
So-
deliver them here, and it was because he went over to the filing cabinet, went through
I
it,
was
and
talking to,
that's what he took out.
Gene, I forget his latest name, he worked for the
So-
county highway department.
I don't know, usually you wouldn't pick up a permit. they tell you
They
to
showed
go
me pictures I
to
took.
the town.
She said that that was illegal. And he said that.
That's what he told me, and I'm like, listen, I don't know, I don't sign these because I couldn't tell you what a 2x4 to a 2x6 is. I guess it's 2 inches, right, difference?
And
I said, I'm using these big words like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't.
Mhm.
I hate this
So
story.
he told me that.
Most of the time it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
When I was down
so.
at Lowe's today, went over to his haircut. Asked for some haircut.
I can see it.
I gotta take it to the.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand when I said stairs. I'm like, I don't think, I questioned it.
Supervisor from, I think,
Yeah.
and I showed him the picture, he said, no, that's legal.
That's totally different.
He got to, they all have to come out, he said, they have to. And I said, should we be arrested? He said, at least it has to be fined.
And he said the patio doesn't need
He said, that's
one.
serious.
I think a dock, but don't hold me to that, I can't remember. But if I gotta go back, I'll ask again. So. We're almost there, Roy.
I'd say with the drawing, it's gotta be mine anyway.
That last one, I could barely see it. The one I texted you, I'm like, it was so faint. And Debbie tried to get it darker, so. But it's, wouldn't come. Okay, I need a motion to close our public hearing for the local law. Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. And just give me a second. Okay, now I'm going to call the meeting to order for the Town of Berlin October meeting. And we all stand and salute the fellow, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm going to open tonight's meeting up with discussion for the public, and I do have Mr. Holofield.
Yes,
You want to start?
yeah.
Okay,
Can I have that picture for a moment now?
yeah,
Will you?
and he can describe it to us.
Okay. At Shenango Lake, me and my wife have been there for 21 years. And about 5 years, I kind of forget exactly how long, give or take a year or two, we were having pipe problems in our driveway because the pipe failed and it was causing problems in the road and also down here too. So the town went and put in a new pipe, and a new pipe all going out through here. And, and you got the picture of the pipe you can pass around.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
So a few years ago, I got a new neighbor. He's young and he thinks that, rules don't apply to him, he's better than everybody else. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, and
There's 3 pictures if you want to take a quick look and.
he was putting, also too, is when the town went and did this, there was a survey pin that the town never put back in place, just so you know. So he put an electrical wire down through, and you could see the wire in one of the pictures.
Think they're laying, you mean, around there?
No, we're,
Coming out of the pipe? That way, yeah. Oh, yeah.
see?
Yeah, you said, yeah.
So he put that in, and that must have been about maybe three years ago or so. And so he was digging, and I didn't know it was illegal at the time, but he was digging on my property to bury the wire. And so I called the clerk, and she sent the police officer off at the time, and he looked at it and said, that's illegal. And then he said that, because they cut into the pipe, he said that there's a possibility the town could put charges against them for damaging town equipment. And so he up from his house, he ran the wire down to my property, over here, okay, cut into the pipe and went down out here to the outside. That was a few years ago. And then when the police officer came up and said that was illegal, code enforcement, he called Coles, and you contract with the county now, because you got retired. Okay, so he came up and said, oh, no, he was real definite that was wrong and they had to go. Okay, he said, if they don't take it out, we'll take it out. And then about 2 weeks later, nothing happened, and then Jordan's there burying the wire, and I called the clerk again, and then the code officer came up and told him that the wire had to go. So Jordan and his father are standing there giving me the middle finger, swearing at me and saying, don't listen to him. Okay, he's an asshole. And they kept saying that, repeating that over and over. But the thing of it is, it wasn't me saying that had to go. That was you people saying it had to go. That was the position, okay?
Codes.
And then he said, you got a choice. There's a way that you can go under the road, without going through the pipe, or you go up so high. And then he left. And then Jordan goes and threatens me and tells me, well, if that wire comes out, I'm gonna see to it that there's all these lights turned on when you're out with your telescope and underneath the church driver. So I go out my deck and I have my telescope and stuff. So I don't say anything. And then this recently, this summer, he goes and he's okay, so you have those pictures there. And when he dug up the pipe,
He dug up the pipe himself? Or-
well, he hired someone.
He hired a contractor. Do you know the name of that contractor?
It might have been, Dickie Thompson. But I could be wrong. You see what it did, see, not only did they remove the pipe, that taxpayers paid a lot of money to put in, probably $2,000, but see what it did to the road? That wasn't there before they took that pipe out. They totally cracked up the road.
They dug the road?
I'm not saying they dug the road, but in the process of them doing what they did, okay, the road.
I think they left the pipe, from what I'm understanding, is town underneath the road, but they cut it
Somehow
off.
they made it, and when they were yanking or pulling or.
They cut it off where they excavated on the side of the lake, which that is the city of Norwich's
Okay.
property.
Right. So you
So
had.
they didn't do any excavating on the other side where their home is,
No.
right? Am
No,
I
it was
correct?
all- Right.
All of the
That's
lights.
It's all on the water
Right.
side.
This is all owned by the city of Norwich.
Right.
Now, it's in our deed that we can use the lake, because it's in our deed in our abstracts, that we have lake rights to use it. But because Norwich has this, anything we do has to be approved by the city of Norwich. And I went to the water board, actually it's called the water commission, okay, 2 weeks ago. And I talked to the board about this situation. And I said, did you give them permission to take out the pipe? And Ed Papp, who is like your counterpart, okay, from Norwich, said, absolutely not. I gave nobody permission to remove any pipes. So because, you know, a third party can't go in and remove your equipment, and then what became of that pipe?
So we must have had permission to put our pipe on
Yeah, well,
City
you
of Norwich property.
yes, you have a easement,
Yeah.
what is it, 12 feet on each side of the,
24 foot 9 inches town right away.
right, so you have a right of way, so,
Okay.
so the city actually has no say when it was installed. But I will say that there was one already there. You just replaced the one with the new one that wasn't messed up.
Okay.
So this
Do you
pipe,
know, is that the rippled one in your pictures? Is that the one they took out?
yeah, that's about yeah, that's the one that,
You think this is the one they took out? Or
Yeah.
do you think it's the other one? Because you have two different sets of pictures of two different kinds of pipe.
no, that's the same pipe. That was the one that they took out.
Okay, now look at the other picture, this one. This looks like a totally,
I think that's because of the way it's. the material.
oh. It looks like, it looks,
No, see, it's the same.
no, it looks like it's a different kind of piping that is, this one's the rippled and this one's the ripple. This one looks like it's that, I don't know what they call it. They call it something. It's a heavier duty pipe. That doesn't look rippled to me. And I don't think it's the picture. It looks, it's grayer, it's not black, and it looks,
Inside, isn't it?
and it looks like a totally different kind of pipe.
Well, to me, it looks the same.
If you go closer, it's not ripple. It could be, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's ripple.
You can see it?
I can show it to you, but
You think
corrugated
it's,
pipes are
okay.
ribbed on the
I just
outside,
think
but
that's
just
the way
smooth
the
on the
picture was
inside.
taken.
Okay.
So,
I do too.
yeah.
Oh,
It's ripple.
I guess my question being, is
Yeah,
it the same
that's right.
size pipe?
Right, I don't know.
Well, that's
And,
what,
and the pipe, and this pipe here, okay, that's laying here, the reason why I know that it's not, it's the same, that's the pipe they took out because they were already had installed. Yeah, remember, I live up there, I see the guys work.
right.
Okay, I went out and talked to one of the guys, and said, you know, that pipe belongs to the city of Norwich. No, not, I mean, it belongs to the town of Berlin.
Yeah.
You got permission to take this out? And the guy said, that's above my pay grade.
Well,
So, he says the poor guy doing what he's told.
All right, now, how long ago was this?
This was, about a month ago.
Why did you come before that? Then,
Well, because I wasn't really sure what to do. I went to the water board because,
I remember you said,
because anything we do, I mean, if he would've went to the water board, Norwich couldn't come to you and ask permission,
right, right,
okay? Which wasn't done,
right.
okay? Because you would know, because when I talked to you, you said that this is the first you heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore, it was done kind of, you know, on the sly, you might say. You know, and also
Let me-
too,
let me ask you, why did he want to replace it?
well, I was. Okay, this is what he did.
That's what I have to do about it too.
Speak the devil out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
See,
I don't know.
where that pipe was. See, not only was the pipe was on a hill, and the pipe went out, and then there was stone that they put there
Yeah,
for
I
drainage.
know, I've seen that up there before. We got a lot
Okay,
of
so,
that.
so this is what he did. That little 6-inch pipe is now underneath this patio that he did.
Oh, I see, okay.
Can I see that picture? So this is the patio and where, and the 6-inch pipe is underneath
Yeah.
that.
He extended the pipe, basically he extended the pipe that was there. My question is it the same size pipe? Because otherwise it would restrict our flow going
You
through.
know, I believe that it's a 6-inch because I was watching them do it. Because I was talking to the guys,
Okay,
okay? And then, another thing that they did, see, this is the road. Remember I told you that you messed up the road, okay?
That's not.
You know, and if I remember right, it was shortly after they put that pipe in, that about a year or two after that they did a new road there. So the road's not all that old.
Right, we're estimating it to be about 10 years, because we looked it up. It's about 10 years when they repaved that, because we looked in our records.
Well, it's been before that.
Was it?
It was
it
done,
stone?
No, it's hot mix asphalt on that road.
yeah,
Okay, and then what they did is, like, you had stone there for drainage, but they removed it and built a stone wall.
They removed the stone?
Yeah, they removed the stone, so the pipe goes under there, and you see the wall that they put.
Yeah.
So that's going to restrict water flow.
that's the part
No,
that we gotta go look at.
the pipe's on this side of it, or no? Where's the pipe now? From that wall there?
Okay.
I heard you know, like, they said you gotta look
I'll
at
go
it.
back to the other picture in a moment.
Okay,
You see
so,
see the wall that they built?
Over
okay,
on the house side.
No, this is
this is in front of the lake. They
Oh,
made,
Oh, okay.
this is
Yeah,
in front of the lake. They
Okay.
put that patio down on the
The
ground.
patio will be like right here,
Right, and then they got
and
the
then they
pipe
got the
under.
wall,
They got the pipe under.
and then they got this, and then they have a deck.
Well,
down
did
here.
they put like couplers on it and then go under the patio?
Well,
that's
still,
what
still,
I
a
don't
6-inch
know.
pipe is still gonna get clogged up and it's gonna have problems.
Gotta come out somewhere there, though, right, the pipe,
Sarah, send me
I would think.
those
It'd be
other
down
two
toward the
pictures.
lake, it's
Right,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to get over there, but I was busy right until just before it came, so I didn't get over there, but it should be where it opens out to the lake at the end.
Well,
That's
I,
what I was saying, if the pipe was the same size, it wouldn't restrict the flow.
Right.
And the electrical wire is still there.
You think he reduced the pipe because it was, the pipe over there was too big for that patio to move?
Yes,
that?
that's what the guys were saying. They're saying that because of the pipe and the stairs that they made, that the pipe was interfering.
Right. that's what I figured.
that one.
But still, to do it legally, you ask permission.
Right, yeah.
Okay, you just don't go and do it and then expect to get away with it, okay? And my concern, one of my concerns is this gets clogged up again, and I start having problems in my driveway again, okay? And not only that, you could have problems down here in the road again.
Look at that.
I can back up and heave the whole road right there. Like, it's,
Well, that's what I'm saying, you end up with a water problem, water in the road, if the pipe is restricted. If they went down to a smaller pipe, then that could
So
be.
here, so the stairs was also the way that goes up,
Oh, right, okay.
see the stairs,
okay.
see the stairs.
Okay, well, I
And
did,
this is the drain across the street, that's the new drain.
that's the drain that we put in.
Right, yeah.
Okay. I call it a manhole, but I didn't know what the proper
They
word
got
for that
stone in
was.
it.
And see, I took the out down, took a picture, you can see the wire's still there.
Sarah sent me those two.
Okay.
See the wire,
And at the end of those pipes, they always put stone down there too, didn't they?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
when you
On
go
both
to the
ends,
lake.
you usually, typically any kind of culvert pipe, you put in your head wall and tail wall
Well, right.
with some kind of stone or riprap material.
Yep.
So you have to.
But Roy, you think he put a longer pipe in too, not just the same
I,
He had to have extended it to get it with that patio.
from the road down?
when we put,
So, and also too, I'll let you know that I did talk with the county attorney last week. And he was the one that told me I should come to your board and tell you. And I should also go to Norwich and tell them at their meeting. And he says that nobody does anything. He says, you sue. And I said, well, who do I sue, my neighbor? He said, no, you sue everybody, which I don't want to do.
And I talked to the county attorney today. Yeah,
And he
so,
did- he did.
down to that.
if you wanted to pull up a chair, you could have pulled up a chair.
Did you want this one too?
Sure. So I went down to the highway this morning and talked to Brandon, and Brandon is new, so he wasn't here when this road was redone. But we do have a guy that worked here 8 years, and he's estimated it was about 10 years ago that road got paved. And it's about 10 years. So that being said, I went to the county code office this morning for you to ask if there was a building permit. I gave them the address they gave you, but they gave me not the right permit. So, but he did say they are not allowed to move our pipes without the permission.
Right.
And if the water, or if the wire is there, they will come and address that issue. That is against the law too. Like they will have
Right.
that.
And the thing is, he was told years ago, and he just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because,
And we need to find out, I don't know, like on these maps, I have to look in the town. I didn't have time to go to the county office to look up the people's name, but did you tell me the last name was Alger?
Alger,
Okay.
Jordan Alger.
So I haven't looked that up yet. But he did tell me to have our highway superintendent and I'll have our commissioner take a ruler up and find where that is dropped into the water and to measure that pipe to see what size pipe it is.
Okay.
We got to do that first to determine that. I talked to the supervisor of Norwich today and asked if he heard anything about any building permits or anything. He did not know, and he kind of said the same thing. They cannot dig pipes up without permission.
Right.
So that's where I'm at right now. I did not, the city supervisor left early or jetted right out while I was talking to Stan, so I didn't get a chance to talk to the supervisor. But we will have these two gentlemen go up with a ruler to
Okay.
see, and the one supervisor, which is Stanley Folds, told me, any water that's dropped into that lake is under DEC, and we may have to contact DEC because they're very strict up there by the lake of what is flowing in there.
Because that's the North Water.
Exactly, and that's what Stan Folds told me, that's the Norwich Water Reservoir. So that's as far as I got today.
Okay.
So if, I have your phone number in my, phone, let me just make sure.
607
Okay, I don't have your home, yeah.
336
336
1958. Cell phones don't work at Clay. At least
Okay.
Verizon doesn't.
Okay,
Most of the time it doesn't.
okay. But we will look into this.
Okay.
And I'm hoping I can get their information, find a building permit that they got, but the county did tell me for a deck or for a patio, you don't need a building permit. Because I asked, I said, I guess they put a patio in,
Mhm.
because you don't need a building permit for a patio.
Okay. Well, also too is Norwich has rules and regulations on what you can. Like my fact, I think your shed's actually a little bigger than what Norwich says.
Yeah.
And then back in the 80s, I think some people had bigger, but when they redid their rules, those were all grandfathered in. So anything new is only supposed to be so many feet by so many feet, can't be any, it has to be less than 8 feet tall, okay?
See, I can't speak on Norwich's rules. I can only
Just
speak
like
on the
what one of the
town.
rules is, we're not allowed to cut trees unless it's smaller than 6 inches in diameter. So that we can cut, but anything bigger than that, the city has to cut. So like I got 2 trees up there that the beetles had killed.
Yeah.
So the city's gonna be taking them down,
Okay.
so.
When are you planning on going to the city?
Their meeting is next week.
Okay, so you're going to the city.
Right.
If you find out anything new, can you call me?
I don't have your number.
I'm gonna give it to you
Okay.
here.
Is
Can you give me, is that your copy or
That's
mine?
your copy.
Okay, that one's my copy. Okay. Give them, my home cell and the office number.
I don't know that I
You
got
know,
all three.
I'm
Okay.
not trying to cause trouble, but I was raised to follow the rules.
Right, well, and
Okay.
if
And
something
then
happens
if I have
and that
trouble
water
with
backs up and we
in my
find out
driveway.
in the spring,
Right?
that whole road's gonna have to get ripped up because of this tampering with pipes.
Yeah.
And that's gonna cost a lot of money, and we are,
I want Brandon to look at the road, see what the
Yeah.
damage, how much the damage is.
yeah. But
Right.
that's what the code officer told me to do first. See if the pipe was replaced at the same size that is in the picture, which we can't really tell, but we can eye it and maybe have somebody give
If
us.
it is, then what do you do?
If it isn't, we're
Or
gonna
is, if
have,
That is.
if it is the same pipe, hopefully the contractor did it right and you shouldn't have a problem with drainage.
Well, but still,
But they
there's
still
the
took
issue
out.
of no permission
Right.
and,
That, and I don't know if we
you know,
file a ticket,
Well,
I'd have to
a
go
lot
to
of
the,
people up there know what they did. And, you know, and if he gets away with it, it's kind of like a license for other people.
Right,
To get
right.
away with it. You know, I go into a grocery store, and if I would steal a candy bar, I could be arrested.
Right.
Okay, but
what
this is
we'd
candy
have
bar.
to do is we'll have to
You know,
consult our attorney
You know,
on it.
that pipe, probably, I don't know how much it cost, but it was, you know, that's not, those pipes aren't cheap.
Exactly.
And,
What's your house phone number?
607-847-6743.
and if you have to change it, like I say, it should be put back the same way that it was originally. He bought the house knowing that that was there. Okay, because like you said, well, maybe move the pipe. You know, I shouldn't have to have that pipe go down in my section because what he did, because he could turn around, laugh his ass off and say, ah, look at him, you complain and shit, now you gotta deal with that pipe, you
Well,
know?
we're gonna have to consult with our attorney after we find out, because, I mean, that, the code officer did tell me they were not allowed to move the pipe, and you have evidence that it wasn't us you're positive it wasn't the city of Norwich that did the work?
Well, according to Ed Pap, did you ever talk to Ed Pap?
I have before, I didn't call him, no.
Okay, because at the meeting, at that public meeting on the water board or water commission, he said absolutely not.
He did not give anybody
Right,
permission.
and anybody, and all the people sitting around the table said the same thing.
They didn't know
They
about it.
anything about it.
Okay,
And matter of fact, what's her name there, Mrs. Cooley's daughter that owns down there, you know where Cooley's is?
Yeah.
They built a shed that's way too big and the city of Norwich is making them move it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were given notice they have to move their shed. And Ed Caputo, son, because Ed passed away,
Yeah.
he put a fence up down at the lake and there's supposed to be no fences, so at that same meeting, there was, everybody unanimously voted to have, you know, to tell him to take the fence out, else the city would do it.
Right.
So sometimes they enforce things, but see, the thing is how can they enforce that when they didn't know about it?
right. Well, the next thing too is, the way Stan Foltz talked is the drainage in the lake. That's a big issue.
And plus electric power.
And the code
I will
enforcement will
make sure
take
that's
care of
enforced.
that. I will get a hold, he told me to call Ian. I will forward the pictures to Ian and he will come inspect that wiring.
When that guy when the code enforcement officer, you know, like the first time I said he came up, it was because he didn't know who he was dealing with. And then the second time he came up and told me he had to go, you know, to take it out.
Right.
He didn't enforce it and they were really swearing at me. And it's like, he told them and then he left. And then I don't know if this is true or not, but Jordan told me after the fact that, the guy said, I was told I had to go up there and tell them to take out, you know, the wire. But personally, I don't really care. So that's what Jordan
And
said.
I
And
don't, I
know
can't
if-
speak for
if
the
he's telling
code
the truth
department.
Or not, I mean, but the
Right.
fact that they take out the pipes in the first place, that goes a lot to his credibility.
Right, right.
It doesn't speak well for him.
Well, I will follow up with the code enforcement.
And I'm not mad at you people, okay, you know,
Well, we can.
Yeah,
you know,
we definitely will do what we can.
okay, and
Code is code,
Yeah.
and the electric, then that pipe is not
I
legal.
And I don't want trouble with my driveway or make it unsafe in the springtime when things are frozen, water's going down, and now you got ice issues in that section like there used to be, so somebody could get hurt.
And we'll definitely keep an eye on that spot for the winter.
Yeah,
If it is a big enough pipe that we think they put back in.
And I'll just say, over the 21 years we've been there, the town has always done a really good job on plowing the road up there.
Okay, great.
And,
Thank you.
they're like, if I'm out, you know, like how like sometimes they just, you know, plow, if I'm out there shoveling, you know, he'll turn his plow and just push it on the other way, which I really appreciate.
Oh,
Yeah.
one point oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate that.
Well, thank
that's
you for coming back down tonight. I'm sorry you
Okay.
didn't realize that the board meeting because of the holiday was changed and you had to come
Well,
down
that's
twice.
okay, I'm not, you know, it is what it is, and besides, like I said, in your position, you don't want surprises.
Right.
So,
And just keep my phone numbers. If you find out any information when you go to the Norwich,
Right.
please inform me. And if I find anything else more, and when they inspect that, I will call you and let you know. Okay?
and next week, I think Tuesday is their council meeting,
Okay.
which I will
Attend.
go to.
Okay. All right.
And
sounds-
I'll stay for the rest of your meeting because
Okay.
I find all this stuff interesting.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
sorry.
Hey, be careful. We might sign you up for something.
It kind of reminds me when I was on the school board.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Okay, who's next for public?
Can you just be sure to get me those maps and pictures so I can make them part of the packet?
Yep.
Thank you.
Just two quick things, Wendy. I was hoping to catch Dave. Is there any update on the cameras? Do you all
Yes,
know?
they're waiting for another part, but they're hoping by the beginning of November.
Everything will be in.
That's what they're hoping and praying from their estimates that they have told.
Okay,
That's
All
what, because I did check with him because I knew you were going to ask. Yeah.
okay.
So,
And then I'll reach out to Dave because I was actually going to ask him to attend our meeting next month
okay.
for a discussion on some of the parking stuff. And it would just be helpful to have him there. So I'll reach out to him directly. That was it.
Okay, great.
Oh, what, I think I said, but in case I forgot, what I like to see happen is to have the road, have that pipe put in the same way that it was put in, originally intended, okay, and not moved anywhere else, okay? I mean, if the patio has to go, it has to go, because it was wrong in the first place. So, because I don't want the pipe going toward my direction, then I have to deal with all that water drainage, and,
Well, doesn't it drain? I'm assuming it drains right into the lake,
you know,
right? That's what I'm assuming. So it shouldn't bother if they
Right.
did it right, if removed it, but we don't know.
The
It shouldn't be, if it was done right,
you know what you can
pipe's
do
not
is,
done right, we're gonna make sure it's done right, first of all.
you can
The
stick a
patio
camera
itself-
down there, because cameras are pretty good now, and you can stick a camera down from the drainage, and that will show you what size pipe it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that could very easily be done. You know, when I used to work at the Golden Age, and we had plumbing problems. Road Rooter would come in with their little camera and stick it down there,
yeah.
and they could
Well,
tell
we'll,
what size
we'll
pipe
find,
it is. And
we're gonna definitely investigate it and find out to see what happened
If the pipe's
because,
not the right size, we will deal with that, obviously, and we'll also deal with him moving the pipe.
Yeah.
The patio itself, he has the right to have a patio there, we can't do anything.
that's the
about that.
city of
But we
Norwich.
can try to, make sure that pipe's
Oh.
big enough so the water drains, so it doesn't bother your driveway or any
Oh.
part of the road.
And I should also tell you too, that today I was down at Lowe's, and I went to have some wood cut, and there was a guy checking out, said, I gotta hurry, because I had to get to the county board meeting. He was the supervisor, I think, from Mount Alton.
Oh,
So I talked to him about it,
yeah,
okay, and showed him the pictures, and he said, this guy needs to be fined.
yeah.
Okay, he says, you can't have this.
Okay, all right, any other public? Last call. All right, moving on. I need approval to pass the monthly meetings, and we have two. We have September 9th meeting. I need a motion.
I make a motion.
April?
Second.
John, any discussion? Or all in favor? Sorry, John. All in favor? Sarah's
Aye.
abstaining. Aye. Okay, October 9th, special meeting. I need a motion to pass those minutes.
So,
Roy,
Second,
you can't second it, you weren't here.
no, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
it
were
wasn't,
absent.
was it? That was-
No.
Sorry.
Work with us, work with
I got
us.
enough meetings,
All right, John and Sarah were absent.
sorry.
Roy motioned, Sarah second, and I'm just going to, or April, I'm sorry, I'm talking to Sarah, April second. And I'm just going to give a little brief statement on this. I had to call a special meeting because we had to have a resolution made for our court system to apply for a grant that was due on last Friday. And our board meeting wasn't until this week. So we had a special meeting just so we could apply for the grant. That's what the meeting was for. Okay. Accepting of the monthly reports. I need a motion, please.
I already did that.
The reports?
That was the first one you did, wasn't it?
No, that was the minutes.
The minutes.
I did the 2 minutes.
I make a motion.
Okay.
Sorry. I might have said report, Sarah, I must have
That's
misspoke.
all right, I'm just trying
Okay,
to get back on
April,
track.
I need a second.
Second.
Roy? Okay, Brandon, come on up. Come on up, you're the next contestant.
What's wrong with you? Alright, September, we were pretty busy. We got skipped down a little bit. Made 500 ton of cold patch with soup coat. And, we spent pretty much the rest of the month putting that down with our grader and roller. Did our weekly mowing and trimming at the town hall, Millbrook cemeteries and other town buildings. On off days, we weren't putting patch down, we were roadside mowing, trying to get everything mowed back real good for winter time. Hopefully things don't grow up anymore, so. Joey and I went to Lakeville, which is where Tenco's out of, and we checked out our new truck and everything looks good, and with any luck, we'll have it by the end of October. We mowed the dike and the spillway in Millbrook for the final time. We assisted Matt down at South of Brown Water by installing a gravel pad, and then later we helped him with putting the generator in. Finished up some ditching through town. On rainy days and Fridays, we spent cleaning and maintaining our equipment. We cleaning up around the shop. Moving into this month, we'll be gearing up towards winter, getting plows on the trucks and tying up loose ends with our summer work. We still have a couple pipe projects to do, just some other odds and ends. We'll be putting up our reflective delineators for guidance and visibility when the snow's bad. Millbrook was closed today. Bathrooms and picnic tables were picked up and stored.
Did we already drain the water and
We
everything?
did that today.
Oh, wow, great.
We had a late start today, we had problems with our truck that we used to drain the water. So it stalled at the end of Ted's driveway and we had to push it back to the garage to get it going again.
What was wrong with it?
Batteries were dead, the solenoid to the starter was sticking, so just a lot of crawling around there.
Okay, all right.
Did you get those valves replaced on the,
I did not.
okay,
I have them. I couldn't replace them today because I lack pieces.
okay.
We're gonna have to cut. The one is gonna be easy, 5-minute job. The other two, pardon me. We need to cut the pipe, get shark bites, so we can connect copper to those shops, but they will.
Thank you.
When you said you're doing pipes, when you sluice pipes on the road or,
No, not replacing driveway pipes.
oh,
Yeah.
now what about pipes? You had talked about that. Pipes on the road. How many did you say that you possibly have to,
Oh, there's a lot.
how many have we done so far?
This year, we replaced at least 4, I think. I have to go back.
No, that's fine. I mean, just,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, at least 4. But the road that this gentleman lives on, and even I talked to Roy about, he saw our marks in the road. That road, the drainage infrastructure, it's all rotten. There's holes in these pipes.
Yeah.
It's-
I know,
it's
that's why I
bad.
asked,
Yeah,
you know.
it's bad.
well, that'd be something projects you'd be doing next.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had to do those in the summer, obviously.
Yeah, I don't dare
Fall.
unless I have to, because you'll never get the road to tighten back up before snow flies, so.
Right,
Okay.
right.
That's fine, fine.
And with that, up there on Shingle Lake, on West Shore Road, we'd have to rent a machine or borrow a machine, because our grade alls, really, to keep a road open, or excuse me, to close a road, you have to call the county, you have to call a bunch of fire control to close a road properly. And we're gonna inconvenience people up there like crazy. And it's so narrow, the road in the widest spot may be 15 feet wide. So it's gonna be a problem up there. We're gonna make a lot of people mad.
But you're gonna have to close it to time.
You're gonna have to, unless, I mean, we can probably do one half and then backfill and then work on the other half and try to keep a lane open, but it'd just be easier to close it. More
Is
times than not.
that one of the roads that are gonna be on one of the lists that, of the 22 that we gotta start to
As far
redo?
as road surface, that it's not, it needs to be done, but we have roads that are far worse than that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that'd be very high on the list.
No, it's a hot mix asphalt road that we spent a lot of money on that road. It needs a reseal, but my priority's not there, essentially, so.
Unless we have a major problem this winter.
That's about the thick of it right there.
The coal patch you put down,
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that doing it with the grader in the roller, it smoothed out so good and it looks like it, you know, you don't go onto it often. It's-
Yeah,
You got a good,
I was showing Justin, the approaches, the transitions, that's the big thing. You don't want any big transitions, especially with small cars. You want it nice and level, so. We did a heck of a stroke of business doing that. We were moving 4 or 5 loads a day and 18 ton road.
Look good.
Yeah,
That road needs work.
yeah, it does. That's on our hit list.
Yeah.
You probably saw the drainage and the ditching we did. We spent a lot of time up there because it was less than farm. So,
you know, Chef Road looks pretty good on the ditching we did,
yeah,
especially coming down the hill there where you, but the rocks and the,
yeah,
and it's
This
just
area.
full,
yeah.
full of mud down the hill.
Yeah, because the water, before you could even see it, the water would run down that hill so fast that it would collect silt and debris and all that, and it could plug crossover pipes, and anything to slow that water down is what we want. So,
How did you make out with that culvert? Did you have to fix it?
which culverts that?
The one that a car hit or something, the person
Oh,
called me?
no. It's,
And he said it moved stone or
yeah, I
something?
knocked the head wall down a little bit, like where Carl Utag lives. You know where that is?
Woods.
Carl Utag.
I think it used to be Dave Francisco's house.
Could be.
The blue, it has a blue, is it blue?
Yeah, blue house with a nice little,
On Chef Road.
Yeah. Somebody hit
yeah,
a
probably.
they drove over the end of their culvert pipe. It was a car accident, and knocked the head wall down, but we fixed that.
You did, okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't. I know you said you took care of it, but I didn't know what actually happened.
A little handwork, but it was easy, so
Okay.
we'll take them every time.
If the plows don't dig up that coal patch, it'll be a pretty good deal.
It should be good. It married into the ground pretty good.
I mean, like I say, it looked to me like it was, because usually any patch, you know what's going on and off it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always thumbs up.
Yeah.
But I was surprised. I see what you were doing, and then a couple days later, like Chef Road, I drove back through it, and I thought, okay, now pretty well.
Yeah.
I went down by the road, you're working down there. same
Yeah,
thing, and
we put a lot of patch on that road too, and Humphrey Road, and probably our worst road in town right now is probably Warren Road. That road's gonna need complete reconstruction from one end to the other, and that's gonna cost a lot of money, but it needs it.
Is that because of all the storms we've been having, the water running on?
No, it's just a bad road. I don't know why, maybe underneath is not.
Ground so.
Yeah, I don't know, I can't remember, I'd have to look at my paperwork to see,
Okay.
last time it was done, but,
if they can get it built up better so that you get a, you know, harder, higher road and then
Mhm.
good ditching.
yeah,
That's pretty good, but otherwise,
yeah, the road needs a lot of ditching, it needs a lot of shoulder work. And that's a big problem with most of our roads, is the shoulder, like our road surface is here, and the sod and debris is up here. The water has no chance to get off the road. So we've done a lot of that this year, skin and sod too, so we're moving.
How many driveway pipes would you say you need to do? Just ballpark it if you don't know.
Oh, boy. I can't give you an accurate answer. I really don't.
How many are you gonna try to do before the snow flies?
Before snow flies, not too many.
Not too
No,
many.
I mean, a lot of the problem is they're old steel, like corrugated pipes, they're ribbed on the outside, but they're steel, and steel has a life expectancy. You put plastic in, you'll never have to replace it again, unless it gets damaged,
Right.
so, but that's the cure-all.
So we're taking the steel out. Okay.
So, when do you wanna go up to the lake?
Whatever,
I can't tomorrow for sure.
okay.
You know, unless you wanna get up there quicker, Roy, would you be able to go tomorrow? I can't get
Measure
there
that
tomorrow.
pipe.
I don't know, give me a text me when you,
Well, why don't you text him? 'Cause
Okay.
I can't at all tomorrow. I can probably Thursday, but
you know, I might be up that way somewhere, but
Okay,
I'm not live up that way.
Right.
I know what I'm saying.
I can come pick you up, or
And
if
can
you want to
you,
meet
do you
me
need
there.
the address? It was
I might
one,
better take it down again. I've been up there, but
it's 159, is that correct,
Yes.
sir? 159 West Shore Road.
Right, and I'm 161.
Okay,
quicker. I can
Yes,
rough that way, that'd
so
be
we
perfect.
can get on top of
I don't have a
this.
problem,
You know,
I can go in
If
there.
I run somewhere else in the area, I could swing over.
And if not, we'll plan on Thursday.
Yeah, I'll give you
Afternoon or something.
what time's best for you, Roy. It doesn't, the sun doesn't come up until about 7 o'clock now anyway, so.
Yeah, well, I don't
You
need
won't.
one.
We might want to wait for that.
We got things to do anyhow.
I don't have an appointment, I'd rather will not be the sun.
Just so you guys know, I gave, the guy from Asplin came down and asked me if they would be able to park in the gravel bed.
Yeah, I see you.
They're trimming from past South of Berlin, Holmesville area, all the way as far as they can
Yeah,
go.
they're going a little bit.
So they're doing a heck of a stroke of business.
Yeah, no, that's no problem.
Other than that,
All right.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
that's my stuff.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
I'll give you a call tomorrow, right?
Okay, the New Berlin Police.
Everybody see their report, he's not here tonight.
Yes, he did text and say he could not make it. Is there any questions on the police report? Okay, everybody good? Okay. Now, I actually am going to skip and because the judge is here. So, and I have the judge, so you can speak while you're here, so if you don't want to stay on the.
Sure, that'd
Okay.
be great.
Okay.
So I just wanted to update you that next week we have a jury trial. The commissioner of jurors cannot come out, sign in the jurors, they have summoned 40. But I don't know until I get the list if the commissioner of jurors has excused anybody for cause or they can't be here or whatever. So I don't know how many will be here. We have to sit 6. When they all come at 9 o'clock and they all have to be signed in and they have to watch a video. Temporarily, we will have more than 27 people in the courtroom. But based on the fact of all the people coming in, the commissioner of jurors isn't here, Marty can be here to sign people in. I would like permission to hire another clerk to come in and help for that purpose. And I also want to make sure I have enough security. When they deliberate, they're going to be going upstairs as long as we don't have someone who is handicapped. Since the police department has extra equipment in that room back there, there's really not room enough for 6 jurors to deliberate.
Take it out.
And if
It's all
all that
computerized.
all that
It's
equipment,
all computerized
it's all the equipment
for the live
the
scan.
police,
Oh,
yes.
okay, all right.
It's
And
not put together or plugged in yet, though. It's still in boxes because they don't have
Oh.
them.
no, they have stuff set up.
Oh,
They have
they've got
stuff
the
set-
metal, yeah,
They've got
the
some
metal
stuff
thing
set
in.
up. I don't want
next to
people
it, yeah.
monkeying with that
No, that's
equipment. It costs
right.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's not really enough room for 6 people to sit and talk.
Right.
So,
Like you can put a table there and.
It's too small.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a
It's time
desk
for us
there,
to fit in there and.
right, so I don't see any alternative. If they seat someone from the jury, the only alternative I have is that the attorneys and I go into chambers and close the pocket door for deliberations. Not the best, because I kind of can still hear them. They should have privacy, but
Correct.
we
But if-
couldn't, we
but if-
couldn't afford to put in an elevator,
Right,
so,
yeah.
We do also have, like, the assessors and the accountants area has 2 doors, one on each
2
side.
doors. Yeah,
As
well,
long as nobody was going in or out of there for the police, that's another
Yeah,
area.
that's an
If somebody
alternative.
wasn't able to make it up the stairs,
okay.
that
So
would
we
be an
have
area we
been-
could
But
try.
I
We
would say
have
you
been
probably want
looking
them
at
to
it
be
and how to do
private.
it,
I
yes.
would say they need to.
Yeah,
be private.
and that might be more private than being in here, but we at least have alternatives we've been
Right.
thinking. But the biggest thing is having someone for an extra person for seniority now, or for security. Our officer has to work Thursday. Dave has said he'll cover, but we have not been able to touch base on whether he can provide 2 people. Because someone will have to stay with their jurors, and if there are any public individuals, you would need to have someone. So I want permission to pay the clerk who has offered to come free of charge. She is a judge in the town of Bainbridge. Yes, Bainbridge. Her name is Karen Osborne. She used to be the probation director, and she has said she will come and help free of charge. She's coming from Bainbridge, and I would prefer to
To pay her.
reimburse her at the same rate that I pay Marty. And Marty has not been putting in as many hours as we budgeted,
Allocated, yeah.
so I don't see any problem with that. I have not talked to Dave about whether I should be putting some money out of my budget to give towards the police for them doing the job here. Not really sure how that part works. He's always just covered when Brian couldn't be here, and then, of course, Brian doesn't get paid, but this is a special circumstance. Our police officers are not involved with this particular arrest. I mean, they know a lot of the people here, so they may know this person, but they're not involved with this arrest, so there is no conflict for them to help.
So, and you will feel comfortable with 2 officers on?
Yes, I believe that 2 officers would be sufficient. I don't know if Dave has been able to consider that, because we are here totally different times.
Right.
So,
And I did tell him that you were looking for 2 officers.
oh, good, you got to see
And I
them.
haven't signed any vacation time for anybody being off, have you, Roy? So if we have to pull Lisa in for it,
Yeah, I spoke to me too.
Oh,
I think they were planning on it.
Good.
okay.
Well, we had follow
I
up
mean,
with
Brian
them.
will be here if the trial doesn't complete on Thursday, then Brian can be here Friday. So,
Will you need 2 on Friday, do you think, or just
Just
the
one.
first
2
one?
on Friday, yes, because Thursday we'll have perhaps 40 people reporting. Friday, we will have, the jury will need to deliberate separate and apart from whoever may be here.
Okay, so,
Attorneys and.
We can follow. I can send an email and put you on it.
okay,
Follow
so
up.
you're
That'd be
gonna
great.
take care
Yep,
of
that'd
that?
be great.
And then,
And he's perfectly willing to do that. It's just that he and I haven't connected about things as I was thinking, what do I really need for next week? In fact, when we had our special meeting, it just had kind of dawned on me that morning, what do I need to have for that? So,
Yeah.
Okay.
and we looked at the room upstairs, plenty of room, and that's fine. Our biggest thing will be if there's someone
that's disabled.
Yeah.
not
That's
able
disabled.
to do the stairs, then you can't, we can't help that.
Right.
Even under JCAP, I don't think we
Put
put
an
in
elevator
anything
for
for $30,000, it's not.
I don't think we're getting an elevator
That's
for
my
30.
cap.
I will follow up with them tomorrow morning.
Okay, do
Okay.
you have, do you want me to send her your cell number so she can
Oh,
text
sure,
you?
she
Or do you
can text
have,
me.
her- or do you
As
want,
long as you identify yourself.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
do you want to do your email? Do you want her email?
I can send her email. I'm sure I
Yeah,
can. It's on.
my email, I have on my phone, I connect.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll-
okay,
I'll-
so
I'll just-
Several times a day. so.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll just add her into it and then.
Okay,
we're all
perfect.
together.
And Wendy has made sure we have water, I have this.
there's water, there's soda that was left over from Millbrook's all in the refrigerator. There's
Yeah.
even some snacks. We're gonna put a donation box there, which I'll talk about later, but
So
but for the jurors, just whatever.
the other thing that I want to bring up to you, this person is someone who may or may not have been in the news. And therefore, when people come in and see the case, we may not have enough people to see the jury
So do
if there's
you,
conflicts.
so do you have to excuse the people for the jury to be in here? You'll have to excuse the,
No, they can be here if they want to be. The defendant can be here if they want to be during questioning. But our big concern that was just brought up in court 2 weeks ago is because this name is known to the public for various and sundry reasons, people may come in and say, I can't be impartial. I've read too much about other things that have occurred, not this. And so therefore I need to be recused because I cannot be impartial.
Okay.
And if that happens, a mistrial is called and we would have to do it again and pay people again.
Okay.
I believe I have extra in my budget because Marty hasn't taken up as much. And I think I still have a cap left.
Something.
Should,
Some money.
how quickly do they do it again? Probably not until 25.
It will
They pull everything
depend,
together?
we have to have 23 days that we have to do it, then 30 days request the jury, they have to have in hand within 23 days of the date of the trial. So I mean, it's possible it could be done here, but because of Christmas, we only have one DA day in December. So I'm thinking it might not be.
It might
I
be,
am
yeah.
really, really praying, I'll have to
Right.
say that everything goes forward next week, because this
Okay.
trial was ordered once and had to be canceled for various reasons. It's not a high profile thing, but
You just want to get it,
yeah,
Okay.
it shouldn't
be this
be
long.
like this, but
Right.
it
For
is.
everybody
In the
involved.
normal course of events, it would never be a jury trial for this type of case, but in this case it is, so everybody's entitled to have their jury trial if they want, so
Sure.
that's where we are.
Okay,
So I'm
No
just
control over that,
asking,
so.
yeah, I'm just
Okay.
asking for permission to be able to cover the costs that might be incurred, and I do want to pay Karen. And so I would need Deb, the paperwork I need to have her fill out. She's like, you don't need to pay me, but she's coming from Guilford.
yes.
And the
right.
commissioner of jurors tells me she's in the midst of a 2-week trial, a murder trial, so she can't be here.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So is that a motion?
Yeah, well, we have it on the new business, but if you guys want to take care of it, so Karen knows the results, we need a motion to hire the extra security, the extra clerk for the court during jury trial. And I need a motion,
I make a motion.
April, and a second. All in favor? And any other discussion? Anybody got any other questions?
Do we need to put in the hourly? We're not capping the hours, but do we need what it's
I wrote it down, it'll be $20 an hour.
20 per hour
Yeah, that's what the rate is.
for Thursday and Friday?
I really doubt she would have to be here Friday. I really need her more specifically to help with the juries,
10,
jurors who are
24,
reporting.
and then I'll get the paperwork, so we'll be
Great.
ready.
Thanks.
But if you do,
Yeah, I mean, if we need her, we do. She can be available, but I
You're
think
hoping.
once we seat the jury, I really doubt we'll even have people here, but once we seat a jury, then it should be just normal
okay.
course of events.
My question is, I guess, would she fill out a PO to submit that for the vouchers? Or would it be just we will, like, how are we gonna do that?
Or will you assign it to clerk hours? Because Marty is not using the clerk hours. in that budget.
That, I know we can take it out of that line, I just don't,
I think it would have to go under like an outside payroll.
yeah, I'll ask Joan,
Okay,
okay?
I'll do whatever you need.
Okay, all right, sounds very good. We're all set. I did say all in favor, right? Aye, yeah, okay.
Any
Okay,
questions from you on here?
I have one. Did you get that letter I put in your mailbox
When did you put it in?
last night?
I haven't been back to the mail today.
Okay, I don't know if I'm supposed to give you that letter. I'm new. It's the first time I've
Okay.
ever seen one of those. So
What
could,
was it about? Well, I'll look at it. And Marty probably has it in there for me to review.
okay, it came from the comptroller about what you've paid, I guess, like a statement?
Oh, it's a statement about how money's distributed?
I think. I've never seen one before.
I get it. every month I get a letter that says, you paid us this amount of money, of that amount of money, it is distributed this way, the town gets this much.
Well, you know what was odd about this? It was to me with the address of South New Berlin on the envelope.
That came to me, but those have been coming to me right along. That's a bill to us to send to the state, that much money.
Okay, I've never seen one before. It was on my desk. I opened
I
it.
see
They
it, yeah.
finally get
I
it.
see it got circulated around, because usually I
Let me
open
go
them
get
up and I put them in.
Yeah, make sure that they're the same thing. Okay, that's why I put it in the judge, after I opened it, I put it in the judge's mailbox. Because
I think
Usually that
it's-
comes up to us and then we cut the,
Yeah, it goes, I've been putting
The
it
voucher
in
for-
Deb's box.
But it was labeled to the town supervisor and
Yeah.
I opened it
I've been
and
getting
I'm
them.
like, I
It's
don't.
even to Roy's address.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, so
For Lake Grove.
so this is what it was and I put it in your thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that
it's
goes to
not
us up
anything
in
else.
front and then we process it.
Okay, I didn't know what it was, so I said, I better ask Karen. I said, I've never seen, so you usually get them,
That's what I
okay.
get.
That's the first time I've ever seen one.
And, NBT started sending my statements to the town in a whole different PO box.
Did you,
So I
did you go
had to
to?
go in and talk to them, and I wanted them to send it really here, but it was too much hassle, so they're sending it to me at home, which
Okay,
is fine,
okay,
but
yeah.
Well, last month it came to you at my address.
They finally changed the name, but how it ever started coming to.
Is
you,
there
everyone
free
was
room
letting
and
us know.
board there, Roy?
There's nothing
he's got a
free
big
there.
enough house.
Okay,
Anything else from me?
no, we're all set, you're all set,
Okay, thank you.
fantastic. Thank you for coming tonight, Karen, I appreciate it. Okay. So let's go right into the water. And I'll read my stuff is brief anyway. I got a letter and I think I gave it to you. Did I give it all to you, a copy from Lizzie's Campground and email? No. I printed one out. They are requesting that we keep the water on because of, they have people that are gonna be staying there through the winter. So at the last board meeting, we, had decided to shut the water off because we had so many leaks and we weren't, doing meter readings, but Matt has done meter readings for them. And I think he said one of the leaks would have probably cost them $4,000 with so much water that was lost.
We used over 9,000 in the last year, $9,000 worth of water in the
Worth of
last
water.
year. We did the math.
So that being said, I don't know how we're gonna move forward with this. Do we send them the bill for the 9,000? Or do we tell them they have a $9,000 bill and that's why we are shutting the water off?
I explained that to her when she came in.
And,
I showed her all the figures.
and
Is the leak been fixed?
she says everything has been fixed.
Whenever he does his rounds there, he just kind of pops in because it's a building, he could just open the door to.
He can go in and read the meter. We can start billing them for water, which I
Yep.
think we need to start. Because that is a manual read anyway. He can go in and he has kept track of it for the whole entire situation. So we did, in last boards, if you read the minutes, we did vote to shut it off when we closed Millbrook. So, and now them having campers there, I guess I will email her back and tell her that she will be getting a bill.
Well, if we're gonna leave it on, they've already got $9,000 in arrears.
Which they haven't been billed for.
That's wonderful.
No, because at the time that we discussed it, it wasn't gonna be, it was stated it wasn't gonna be fair to bill them when we couldn't bill everybody else for their actual usage. The only other caveat to that is being a seasonal campground, they have to deal with Otsego County Department of Health. I don't know that you can have year-round without other protocols in place. Like I know at Millbrook, we wouldn't be able to do year-round without changing up the permit, and then there would be more things in place there. So I'm not sure legally they could even have campers
You're
year-round.
like required to have so many restrooms for people in the park and.
Well, it says, hello, my name is Elizabeth Lewis, and I am one of the owners of Lizzie's Campground Corporation in South Berlin. We need to have the water left on for sites 1 through 7 for the winter. We will have 2 campers in for the winter months, for they have no other place to live. With our new 5 shut-off system in place, we have the rest of the campground blown out and shut down for the winter. I know we've had a few water leaks that were bad, and I understand that. We have fixed those problems and added the 5 shut-off systems to the campground. So, and I believe Matt told me, was it 25 or 30 new heads he got on, so we can start, and they are working to start getting meter reads. And they go again the 11th, right?
No, we did the 10th and the 11th, and I think we have a total of, we have 36 and we have pictures. So yeah, I think we probably ended at about 20, 25. And once he would get it on, we had the handheld and we would wait until the meter number read. And then we wrote the new read in, but it's still a small portion. So I think we're thinking come first of the year, we can do a good solid read for everybody. And then after the first quarter, have an actual read,
But we,
billable read.
but we can read Lizzie's right now. So if we want
Because the
to,
people there,
yeah,
everybody
so.
else gets charged for water, so.
Yep, so we can start billing, because we can get an actual read on theirs, and that will help them determine a leak when we get the read.
I know campers are gonna, I'm not sure how they,
I don't know.
I'm worried
Warm
about
enough without
water
like,
being
breaking
thrown.
and-
Right,
that's what I
mean,
I don't know how
you
you're
need to
gonna
have a
do
read.
that.
And we also have the honest.
So,
So,
I don't know how you do that.
That
I've seen
being
places where campers have water on, and I don't know how they do it, but.
I mean, if you vote to start reading it now and we consider this, since we just sent out a billing, we consider this the beginning of their next quarter, because they are so much larger, most of the district is minimum. There are a few larger family homes that would be a little bit higher probably than minimum, but as the largest contributor to water usage, I think it would seem right to read their meter now, start their quarter, actually you read it probably at the time of billing, start their quarter officially, and then start everybody else's official read January 1. And then at least with them, we would know through the winter if there was any leaks.
and we could have Matt, check periodically, or Ian, to see if, you know.
So
when he
are
does
we,
the back-
we're not billing that 9,000, right? Because that's not their fault.
No, then we can't bill
Like the
that.
leak is definitely their fault, but it's not their fault, they didn't know.
But I think we can, I think we,
They've been told on 6 to 8 occasions that they have a leak.
Mhm.
And then they would kind of, oh, someone's coming. And then they would tell him it was fixed. He'd go back and do a read, and between a couple weeks realize that the read was huge still. He'd say, oh, it must be another leak. We'll dig further. And they just kept kind of toying with fixing the leak. But I'm not really sure that we stand much of a legal leg to bill them for the 9,000.
no, but
Right when
we,
we weren't for anybody else. So I think if we start Lizzie a quarter early, it's fair considering we haven't billed them for this large jump throughout the year.
Well, Bill and water down there, half a joke anyway.
yeah. But we, I will tell you, if, once we get the new heads on, if this doesn't work, I think we should do what other towns do and just a standard billing and no more meter readings.
I asked the county as well. They were
Fine,
going to look
if you wanna
into
Making water for people to let it run.
making
No,
them a
but boy,
taxable.
how, I mean, it's gonna cost us 40,000 to put new meters in if these don't work.
Not budget. You know,
Oh, it's gonna be over 40.
These-
9,000 gallon lake.
The heads that we're getting, are they warranty replacements for the faulty ones?
Yes, yes, and they are, Matt says they are working, so
We have
we're
one
we're
that
good
did
there.
it. We spent 45 minutes on one, which ended up making it to where we're gonna have to reschedule the last 6 people, because it was like 8 PM. We were still trying to get this one to read, and so he's gonna have to return and fix that one. In the meantime, we've also done got a good chunk of the lead pipe survey. I did send that in today. Today was the deadline for what we had so far, and I believe we had 60 or 61 that we've gotten the pictures, the backup, and we're able to,
So that's about half, right?
yeah, pretty close to about half.
So I guess, we would need a motion to start our billing of water again.
I will move.
Sarah? I need a second.
You want them to leave the water on or shut it off?
Well, I guess we kind of got to leave it on, don't we? Legally, or can we legally shut it off?
You shut it off and you let the Department of Health know that it's off, and then he has to let his people that are there know that they have to vacate. Would be the same for a non-payer in
Because
South
you
Berlin.
think there's going to be freezing pipes.
I don't know.
Well,
It's pretty good idea, but they,
Well, if they have freezing pipe, it's their problem. It's,
Well, how many of you campers can keep them all winter and not have them freeze up?
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. I don't know how you could do it. I really,
I've
I
seen
don't.
campers like that.
Or
I don't know how they do it.
you're putting,
I know.
I mean, there's a
something
risk
like
factor of how you're
like-
keeping those campers warm.
Exactly.
What are you doing inside those campers to keep them warm? And that becomes a whole different other issue for safety for, you know, them and other
Tell us down
people,
here,
you know? The fire department that's got to cover that call that they've got something running in there that they shouldn't have running.
So do you want to, I need someone, do you want to make a motion to keep the water shut off, to shut the water off?
I mean, the
If
only,
they have nowhere to go, we're what, gonna make them homeless by shutting the water off?
Or they have to fill their tank and figure out how to keep their,
Well,
And
obviously,
how to
they're
keep
paying-
refilling their
they're paying-
tank and emptying it and.
They're paying them to stay there, so obviously.
the house is still going to be hooked up, right?
Well, the way Matt says they can divert, so the house, because the house is part of the campground wall.
They have
So they
shut off.
will have
Shut
water
off.
at the house,
Of course.
because they divert it, they have a well, he said. But I really don't understand the dynamics of it down there.
I wish I knew what county was in regards to codes with the
I think we
campers and
should wait and
things.
see what the county says.
I would like to know the information before we
For
either
so-
jeopardize
Okay,
somebody or
so
jeopardize
let's,
ourselves.
let's table it for now.
Leave it off and.
And then, well, I'll also contact our lawyer
Yeah, that's good.
and I'll contact, the county. Now, would that be the health department or both codes and health?
It'd be both. Because health and, yeah, both.
The
Because-
health department would be probably the one, they do the water, don't they?
they
Okay,
do
but,
the water and they do the permit also.
okay, we also have a problem. That's not in our county.
No, it's on
That's-
Seagull County
So-
Department.
No, that's not single county.
So I don't know who we would contact. I don't know any contacts at Otsego County.
On Seagull County Department of Health
I'm told they're
and on
certified.
Seagull County Code Enforcement.
And,
They'll
No,
point
I'm
you in the
sure
right
they-
direction, I'm sure.
I'm sure they got
There's
Code
got to be
a
enforcement
limit
would
on
just be
how long
about
you came there. I mean,
living in.
Their permit's gotta say how many months they
So-
can't there. Take
Well,
one
I
hours?
don't, I don't
Is ours
see,
got a month? It says a month, a month.
it has, yes. it's-
Open and close.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
But
think they do.
I don't see it being like against the law or whatever for them to have winter rentals. There's at least 5 places in Sydney that do it. And that's in St. County. Or no, that's Delaware.
Well, I think they do a lot of seasonal, like that you pay for the whole whatever, but a lot of people, they don't stay there, they just. pack it up.
Well, I mean, you can,
I know at least 3 people that
That stay.
live in a camper
Oh,
on property over there.
It just depends on how they're permitted as to whether they are permitted for year
Right.
round or
Right.
for a seasonal, and if they have to do something extra, because they might have to provide something. How would you keep the camper heated all winter so that the water coming in doesn't freeze?
I don't know.
So that's where I
But
think
it's
we have to
also
help
when
them
you're
Okay, so
involved.
let's move on. We'll table it. I'll call the lawyer. I'll call the health department at Otsego County.
I think we gotta make sure that there's a protocol for Otsego County is being taken care of, so our water doesn't freeze. That we're supplying.
Okay. Okay. All right,
It wouldn't freeze our access of water though.
It won't
It
freeze
would
on
only
our,
freeze past
our
it.
end, it wouldn't freeze on our end.
Right.
But you give them-
It'd freeze past it and it could cause property damage and water loss and stuff.
Water, for sure.
But we can't not give people access to water because we think their pipes might freeze.
Well, I know.
Because
That's
there's
why-
other houses in the district that you'd have to shut the water off.
Yeah,
Our pipes underground are the ones that have been freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Year
I
after
know, I
year,
understand.
they've been freezing, bursting, and then leaking into the ground.
Yeah.
I agree.
okay. All right, I'm gonna move to the assessor because we got a little bit on the assessor to talk about. Yes, I do. The assessor has asked to change her hours to night hours. Well, let me start with this. Connie will be done. She wants to be done next year. Her term is up. And she Penny, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Like, what?
I have Penny written down too, Connie, sorry. But I have a note for you too. So, her appointment will be up. Her 6 years will be done in September, the end of September. As you know, we've talked about it on the budget. She wants to have it's called an acting assessor, to come in and act as the assessor because she is not certified yet. I spoke to the county office building to see if that's legal and if we can do that, and it's totally is legal. But the rules for an acting assessor are very gray composed to an actual assessor. So, but he says it definitely can be done, and he highly recommended we do it because there's gonna be a shortage of assessors. So that being said, I am gonna reach out to her. I've already reached out to her to come in for an interview. Roy, I'm hoping she wants to come in at night or on a Saturday. I'm hoping that maybe you could do that with me.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you know when we touch base. And then, and I'll tell her what we budgeted to make sure she's still interested, and then she would be appointed as the trainee assessor in January. Penny will still be the assessor. Penny will work for the 9 months till her term is up, and she will train. But the new trainees, when she takes over in October, her hours will be at night. So Penny is trying to accommodate her because she works at the county right now, accommodating her to change, to get everybody used to coming to the assessor at night, which I don't find it a bad idea. It'll help people.
Okay,
You know, the hours would be from 3:30 to 8:30. And she would like to start that as soon as possible, Penny.
One
Does,
day a week, you mean?
1 day a week. Does anybody have any objections of Penny changing her hours?
No, I think people would appreciate having
Would
that.
Yeah, and I think,
Here.
and I think it's gonna be on Monday night, so she goes, oh, maybe I'll be here for some board meetings. So, and then the next thing is we did budget for Penny to work the last 3 months. And and she's not sure if she wants to still be the consultant. And I said, well, I budgeted for it. Let's see how the new acting assessor rolls. And if you feel confident that she can do this job, then I say we don't have to. But if she has to call you and do that, we will have to pay you a consultant fee. But if she feels confident with her starting in January, working with her for the 9 months, and she works at county level, that she should be able to take over as acting assessor. And it'll probably take her 2 to 2.5 years to get all her classes done because they're in the summer. So, okay, so that's the update on that. Do I need a motion for her to change her office hours? Okay, so can I have someone to motion that
I'll
Penny's
move
gonna, okay, John
3 to 8, 7.
and Roy. All in favor?
Day of her choice.
It'll be 3:30 to 8:30. I'm lying, John, it'll be 5:30 to 8:30. 5:30 to 8:30. Okay? And then me and Roy will do the interview and we will update you at the next board meeting on the new candidate for the assessor. Okay, I might as well finish this and then I'll go to my report. Town clerk's report. Oops, that's not the right one. And any questions? Anybody got anything on the town clerk? The town clerk on the bottom has asked the board to revisit extending the hours of the deputy clerk. And I think, do you want to add that other information you gave? I'm looking for mine and I can't seem to find it, Debbie, that you printed out.
It was a quick copy that I made for you guys, and when we were talking about the budget, you talked about the deputy clerk. Several times it was stated that you were sure the previous deputy clerk started at minimum wage, and, we looked into the records, and in 2017, the deputy clerk started $1 more than minimum wage. At the 90-day, got a 75-cent raise. And then that January still got the 2%, which continued throughout. And then there were raises here and there. At one time, there was a large bump because I was going to be taking a working leave. I ended up not taking that leave, and that large amount was not reduced back down. But
That
yet
was-
in January, a raise
That
was
was
given
$1.
63.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't find that paper. I know. Yeah, can I? So in 2017, it started at 11.25, and then it went up,
$1 more.
and then it went up 75 cents after the 90 days, which we've already implemented a $1 increase after 90 days for the new
Yeah.
hire. And then in 2017, it was, or 18, it was 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%.
It doesn't
And-
have to go all the way to that, and
and-
the only reason I even brought that up was to try to explain that even though we are doing the $1 at the 90-day probationary, the current deputy clerk who does have experience is being started at minimum wage. The previous deputy clerk was being started $1 more than minimum wage. So there's really not much of a huge buffer there to then deny the 2% cost of living raise in January. The deputy clerk would be the only person in the entire town that is not getting a raise. And I just don't think that that really has somebody feeling very valued or respected, that it's a cost of living, it's not a merit. Everybody gets it because of inflation.
And when did she start work? Sorry, I'm sorry, go ahead, sir. What was the date?
June.
Yeah.
She has previous clerk experience.
She doesn't have clerk experience, she has customer service experience, she has retail experience, she has accounting experience. So she came in as an experienced individual, not like, somebody out of high school was what the point was. Not that the previous clerk came out of high school either.
I'm
But-
curious.
But yeah, so just, has worked out very well, picks up very quickly, and I just,
And the previous clerk that started at the 11:25 was a town clerk in another town. Is that correct?
at the same time, I
Yep.
trained,
Yep.
I trained her for both positions, yes.
So, trying to see what the difference would be. Did you do the percent? yet?
No.
I didn't bring
No.
a budget book, so I have to see what the difference would be. I had it all down at different levels and doing it, because I think somebody said, well, it was a new hire, maybe we should wait to give the 2% in, after a year, like do it in the summer.
Well, I think that was also because she also just got a $1 raise because she got her Not for 90 days?
at the 90 days. But if you see previous, the same situation happened with the
That's
person who held the position previously, and there was no,
Well, that was given
Indifference
out of
doing-
consideration, that dollar increase was given to her.
Because
Big-
of $1,000.
No,
because
no,
you removed 1,000.
oh, for this year's.
Yep.
But I'm talking about the previous one because you were gonna take a leave of absence. So
That
the
wasn't
board
until
decided-
20, that wasn't until 21 or 22.
And that's what increased that last raise. And I remember Bob always saying we had to stay above minimum wage. And minimum wage in 2025 will be $15.50. And that was his biggest thing, that we stayed above minimum wage. And
Yeah, we did.
we've been doing that, so.
We did. The only thing I was trying to reference was the fact that even though the previous deputy clerk received a 90-day probationary raise, having already started $1 above minimum wage, the 2% cost of living was still given.
Oh, thank you. You already did it? Okay, thank you. So the budget would have to be paid by $266.
Yeah, 266.24 to be precise.
Okay, so then we will have to rechange the budget. If somebody wants to make a motion for that. To add the 2% cost of living in January.
I just, when we gave her a raise with that, and whatever was done in the past is in the past. I mean, and, she knew what she was getting into when she accepted the job. She knew the salary, all that, and she accepted it. I think it should stay there until she gets more experience, and then we'll address it when.
So
What
in
do you think
June,
of
she'd
next
get
year?
the 2%. Did we figure
That's,
that
I
out?
remember that it was talked about because it was such a new position that we would consider a raise mid-year for that position because of
That
the
would be her year
newness.
anniversary.
Yeah, that would be the newness. And that we would up it then.
That has never been the case for another
If we got,
new hire in this
We'll look at
town in 11 years.
That doesn't mean things can't change.
For one employee in the entire town, in the town clerk's office.
You start.
So does anybody want to make a motion? Does anybody want to table it? Does anybody want to discuss it?
I'll make a motion.
That we.
That we pay the 2%.
That we raise it 2%. Okay, I need a second.
I second it.
Okay. All right, in April, to adjust the tentative budget at the deputy clerk line at 2%. So did you do a total on that? So that total line will be,
It increases by 266.24, but she wants to know what the.
I want to know what the total is when I redo
So you
the
just put the number in.
budget, because I'll have to move other money around.
Yes. 1,578, if we round to 1,579 or 1,580,
1,5.
79 or 1,580, either one. Because we round a whole dollar, so I love it.
It's $13,312 and we're upping it to $266.
Mhm.
And you're telling me
I will do the math again.
it should be like in my head 1,000. Oh, you didn't say 13. You're telling me the 500. It's 13,500.
13,578,
Okay.
or you can round it to
13,580.
13,580. It's $2.
It's, yeah, okay. So it's 13,500. Okay, I'll do that. Whatever. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I was up at 3:30 this morning. Okay, did I say all in favor? All in favor?
What was her 90-day anniversary?
It will be next month or this June, July.
This week.
this week, this pay period. So, I gotta do the whole math, because it'll be $16 an hour, and then it'll be 2% on the $16, correct? Per hour, because she's a per hour wage,
So it'd be $16.32 an hour.
$16.32 an hour. Okay, for 16 hours.
Is that, oh wait, are we doing the math right? Because she's at 16 now?
She
And she's going to
will,
be getting $1 on top of that?
No,
No, she's at
15 right
She's
now.
Yeah.
15 right now.
Right.
she's
Okay.
moving up to 16 next pay period.
Okay, so 16.32 is correct.
So we would do it on the 16, the 2% on the $16.
Right.
So it would be $16.32 per hour for 16 hours, just so when I do the budget. Okay. Any other questions on the town clerk's request? She wanted more hours. I personally feel I've done so much homework on the hours and all through Shenango County.
Are you doing these two things together?
No, I'm still doing her report.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
So we're not-
talking
we
to-
haven't voted on that yet.
Yeah, I personally feel after doing all the research that we did, and the largest county again is Greene, that has a clerk 20 to 25 hours. I don't feel that we need it at this time. If you, you keep saying you're, back, you have a lot of back work. If you could get me some files or whatever back work you got, my clerk to the supervisor could probably assist in
It's stuff
laser
that I'm doing
fishing.
within my computer and I don't have other scanners.
Well,
and-
I do know that we could have the supervisor clerk put the bills in for us in QuickBooks, because QuickBooks is on my computer. We could take that out of your office so you could get caught up and she could input the bills, because she's done it before. So that would help the front office, and then we could, alleviate that so they got caught up.
But this
because-
is a constant. I don't think taking work out of my office and paying someone else to do it makes as much sense as giving me more hours.
Well, I'm just trying to get you caught
Your
up.
clerk to the supervisor was because you needed help, but taking work out of my office and giving hours to somebody that's not my deputy is just kind of a circulation way of trying to keep another
I
employee busy.
Well, if you need that help and you're that backed
I
up,
need the hours in my office so
But
that we
for-
can do the work that I do.
I need a list of what you're backed up. Maybe we could help you get caught up in a couple weeks or something. And I could alleviate
It's
some
an
of that.
ongoing, it's whether the phone's ringing, we have customers coming in, I'm still trying to do my marriages, my vitals. It's all stuff within my office that has
We had
always
two
worked.
marriages. We had two marriages this last month. We had one miscellaneous fee. We had how many dog licenses?
I just had 3 more
The
marriages.
6, 10, I'm looking at last month.
You got 20 dog licenses.
20 dog license, 19 hunting licenses, I assume, is the
We
conservation.
sent out over 400 license delinquents to try to get the system caught up. I'm working with the PD and trying to get all of the dog licensing caught up. My South New Berlin water stuff that I have to input into the computer for the lead pipe survey, assisting in the meter head transfer, my everyday ongoing work. All I'm trying to say is it ran like clockwork in the past. You remove 16 hours and now you're trying to remove the work and give it to the person you hired to help you because you didn't have time.
Right. Well, I'm just trying to offer some
I understand, and
some
I would
help
just,
to get you caught back
I
up.
would rather.
I mean, the lead
hours-
survey is a once thing that once it's done, it's over. That, like, we could help do that. She could input some stuff for that. We could help you in your office, like I could.
I'm asking to help me by giving me some hours to continue doing my work in my office so that it can stay where it is and can just keep on, it'll be there, it's accessible. Too many hands in the pot starts to convolute things. So I'm just asking for more hours to get my work done the way I've done it for 11 years, not to take work out of my office, have another set of hands, then to come back into the office to be done differently. It messes up the flow.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not-
I
it's not
think I
helping the flow of
understand
my
what you're
office.
saying. It's not the flow of your office. I, as the supervisor, have done the research and I will tell the people that I don't see we need it necessary. I feel that if you're that backed up, I'm offering you help, you don't want it, you will get through it, the flow. Our size of this town, before you had a lot more to do, we have removed Millbrook from the office.
Millbrook
You
wasn't in
don't-
my office last year. Ask Connie, she's right here. Connie assured me 100%, she did not work Millbrook
Okay,
in this office last
you
year.
need to, I'm gonna cut you off now, Deb. You're out of order.
But just stop saying
You're
things
out of-
that aren't true.
You're out of order. We go through this every month.
Because you say things that
If
aren't
any
true,
board member, last time, you're out of order.
I'm not out of order.
You're out of order. You do not
No.
have the floor. I have the floor. Would you like to be removed?
No, I would
Because
like
I
for you
don't.
to stop telling tales
Okay.
and let the truth be
Does
spoken.
anybody want to make a motion to extend the deputy clerk's hours? If I have a motion, we will go forward. Nobody. Moving on. Any other questions on the town clerk's report?
Other than, you made a motion for the hours.
For the
and you
increase
haven't
for
voted
the
on it yet.
1632.
I thought they did. I said all in favor.
No, no, we don't.
No,
Oh,
Right.
okay. So the increase for the deputy clerk to get the 2% in January. I have a motion on the floor. I need to know all in favor. Who's in favor?
Yeah, well, I'm in favor.
Won't say I'm in favor because I made a motion.
Okay.
I second it, so I'm in favor.
I'm abstaining.
Okay, no.
Okay. Okay, moving forward. Millbrook County, it's your time in the hot seats. Come on, do you want to come up? You never want to come up. Okay. I see your report, looks good. I think we had a very successful season from what it sounds like. I love the inventory report. And anything you want to add?
No, we're officially closed. Everything's buttoned up, ready for winter.
Okay.
Other than that, we're pretty much done.
Okay, sounds good. I will tell you, Connie has asked to take, the rest of,
This week off and next week. so
and
I-
next week off. Can I have a motion that Connie can have the rest of this week and next week off?
I'll move.
Okay, Sarah. And a second,
Second.
Roy, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any discussion? Okay, and then Connie has talked to me about the supervisor to the clerk hours. She has requested that she works Monday and Tuesday, 8-hour days. And does anybody have a problem with that? And I need a motion. Well, I'll make the motion that I'm okay with Monday and Tuesdays, 8 hours a day.
She's at your.
So,
I think it kind of works between when she got something new, when you got something before.
Right, yeah.
yeah. Well, what we're gonna do is start working on next year's schedule for Millbrook. We're gonna start working on the activities for Millbrook. We need to get, in fact, I was gonna text you and I apologize today because I forgot the name. Can you tell us the name of the, picnic tables?
It's through Valley Ridge CIT. It's up there on the hill across from the sheriff's department. They've got a woodworking shop that
Valley
they create
Ridge,
the handicap capable tables there.
Norwich.
Yeah, out of Norwich.
yeah,
I'll get you a,
Up on the hill?
That's what-
yeah, I
Okay.
spoke to Jim. He was supposed to get me an invoice, but he hadn't done that yet, but I'll get you his information. You can reach out to him.
so Connie, because we can get that, like, I want that to be number one because I think I can get a grant through the county to pay for these I've talked to somebody in the health department and he thinks he can help us get these handicap picnic tables. So I'd really like, what we want to try to do is get it in before the end of this year, so it's in this year's budget packages. So if I can get the estimate to him, he said he would try to work on it and see, because we definitely want to get some of those. I'm thinking if we can get 3 to 4, do you think that would be good? Because we would probably want 3 for every pavilion, 1 for every pavilion, and 1 for the public picnic area. So that's, I'm gonna ask, I'm not promising that we're gonna get 4. We might have to buy 2 and they'll get 2 for us, but that's what I would like to ask for. Okay? I'm making a motion for her to work on Mondays to Tuesdays. And I need a second for that.
I second it.
Okay, Sarah, did I already do this? No, I didn't. Okay. And all in favor? Any discussion? Okay.
I'll update the website to list that as well.
Yes, would you update the website for that? And then, and so that they can call, I mean, we're not taking reservations until January, is that correct?
Correct.
That's correct. But we want to do a lot of, implementing the plans for next year. We want to do a lot more research on that. Okay, next. Let me just do my supervisor, committee thing quick. The only thing I really got is the county-wide is, I did get, John, got a lot of information on the sales tax stuff today.
Did you? Good.
Yes, and a portion of that sales tax, when it comes to the county, a portion of that goes to the towns that we get checks for, but another portion of that sales tax money goes to the towns towards your county taxes. I never knew that.
Really?
Yes, and ours estimated for 2025 is going to be for county level towards the residents of the town of New Braun, it's going to be $197,997.60. That's how they make the equalization. Each town is different because of the equalization rate. They make us all equal, and then they proportion it out.
They make it
Because
all equal though.
They make it equal, and all these towns get that off their county-wide taxes. I didn't know how that all worked, but they explained that to me today because that was in our thing. Okay. And then any other updates at county? It was the sheriff, our 911 center, and our what do you call it? The jail, correctional facility has all been accredited, and they did a big ceremony today for us being accredited. Other than that, it's 4-H month and awareness. They had 4-H come. And other than that, it was a pretty good meeting. They had some guest speakers. Other than that, I will tell you our Ames check came in, the $14,007, whatever we budgeted that we get every year, that has been delivered. Okay. Okay. Connie, did you have anything else to say? Because I kind of went right into my supervisor, and I apologize for that.
I just wanted to let Sarah know I only got one email back for the signs,
Okay.
and it was for, it'll be $10 a sign to remove the old number and replace the new. To have us go to the signs, it will be a $45 service charge. So they're saying basically bring the signs to them, drop them off, and it was for In Motion Designs.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm kind of bummed the other ones didn't answer you. That's stupid. I even called the other ones. I didn't even speak to In Motion. I called the other two.
And they didn't.
And they didn't answer.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yes, that would be the plan, to take them off the building and clean them so that the stickers stick well.
Okay.
And take them to the vendor.
Okay.
But $10 a sign isn't bad to me. For
I didn't think so, because
premium.
there's only 3 of them
Yeah,
that need to be fixed.
okay.
Okay.
So
I'm
If I
sorry,
get a number from Edmiston, you want me to text it to you? have them break something out or something, or?
No,
I just wanna go,
it's way under our limit, so
okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
So that was the one thing. Other than that, we talked to Brandon before we open next year. We will have lines in the parking lot.
Okay, perfect.
Um,
That will be a big help with the parking
yes, it
situation.
will. And
Okay,
then we won't have to police it as much.
okay.
I think that's it for right now.
Okay, the only other thing I forgot to mention, we have a lot of water, Gatorades, soda. We have a few little bags of chips and some candy bar. Like I said, the judge can use the water and soda for the jury trial. But did you already do it? Put the donation box out yet?
The donation box is on the counter, because I had my computer and the printer already unplugged and taken home.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten it set up yet. I had Deb print out the sign for the refrigerator.
Okay. So
stating,
anybody
you know,
help themselves and
donation.
whatever, I got another, I don't know, a cube of soda under the table in the room and a Dr. Pepper we can use for the Christmas luncheon if we don't. But if anybody wants to help themselves and donate some money to Millbrook to cover the cost of the stuff, it's there, okay? All right, that was it. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. It was on my notes.
The only other question I have is I have the $50 and the $100 for change.
Okay.
Do I just give that directly back to Joan and have her deposit it back where it belongs? How do you want to?
Yeah, I would say it goes, we got to put it back in the account.
Usually it goes back in and then you do a purchase order at the beginning of the season to pull it back out.
And then we'll get it for next year.
So just give it to Joan.
Yeah, and just don't lose, like, pack the money bag up and save all that. You probably packed that stuff up already.
Yeah, I have it. I
Okay.
just,
Okay,
Joan will be here tomorrow to
Yes,
do
she will.
vouchers, so I can bring it in and give it to her.
perfect.
Did you, prepare any kind of a donations?
I have not because I didn't know exactly how to do a thing for that.
Ask
I
Joan
don't
that.
know how you want to document that,
Okay.
or how it should be documented.
Ask
So-
Joan that when you
Yeah.
come in tomorrow.
Yeah, ask Joan how she would like to see it, and then we can make up whatever report she wants for it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, great. Thanks, Connie. I'm so sorry that I forgot to ask you to continue.
On the donations, it's people have donated their change all season. We had a donation
Oh,
box.
that's nice.
often.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? All right.
A line in the clerk software for Millbrook donations.
Going on to the planning board. Sorry, Teresa, it's your turn. It's your turn.
We have a simple subdivision that is going to be completed next month. Yeah, their name is Gerald and Ann Shanley. They own property off Humphrey Road. And it had to go to the county because of 239, because they border a county road. But it's probably in Dublin, should be over there. A lady named Deborah Benedict came back to us again for the umpteenth time. She's trying to get her survey correct. I felt very sorry for her, didn't you, John? She
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
the poor lady, the surveyor, it's really in his bailiwick. He's the one that's kind of messed her all up. But hopefully she's
Okay.
gonna get it straightened around again and
Right,
maybe
next
she'll be
I read that, yeah.
finished up this next time. I do feel very sorry for her. She tried so hard to get it done and he's just messed it up every time. The New Berlin Vet Clinic, we saw their sign and it's very nice and that got approved. And then we started the discussion on the law that you want for the driveway entrances. There really wasn't much of anything because everybody divided up and looked up towns and stuff. Pretty much the towns go with what the county says. So as I told you, we do have a sample of their sheet, what you need to do to be having a driveway if you're in the county. So we also have a template for a law that comes right down from New York State. So everybody got their packet. I gave them a packet. You got a packet too,
I
John.
did?
Yes, you did.
Did I keep it?
Yeah, I hope so. If you didn't, I can give you another one.
I gave them the sample law, I gave them the thing from the county,
Okay.
I gave them what New York State says for,
Recommendation.
and recommendations for entrances, exits, how to get an emergency vehicle in there, we kept the fire department in there and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So they all have to go back, digest this information, and then come back with solid suggestions on what they think the law is gonna
Good
be
thing.
like,
Okay.
keeping it simple.
Yep.
And I spoke with Brandon tonight, and he's gonna come in, John,
Good.
and talk to us about what he thinks it should have. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is, of course, that, we don't meet after next month. We won't meet again December,
Oh, okay.
January, and February. So we won't be able to continue work on this until March.
Okay.
But we'll get there.
You always do.
Yeah.
Much
I try.
appreciated too.
I try.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks,
You're welcome.
Teresa. Moving on to the reports for the board member committees. Okay, Highway, John,
No,
you got
I'm
any
with that.
extra?
No.
Okay.
No.
Building and Grounds, John?
No.
Sarah, anything on youth?
We already went over it.
Okay, April, it's all you.
Hi, yeah. So I have a motion, and the motion is to utilize the entire amount of a grant of $45,500 for the LE Tech grant. Of course, following the guidelines. So when he did the grant, he had to say, this is what we are purchasing. This is where the money was going. We've got the money to go in. But instead of having approval for everything he's gonna need for this grant, which could be like every day, 500 for this, whatever, is to give him approval to spend this money based upon the guidelines for the grant, and that he would definitely do a purchase order and provide quotes for us as we go along.
For each item that is
Right.
planned.
So
And we've already received the 45,000 for
And
that.
it's specifically for the
For-
items that he put in the grant, so
Yeah.
he can only purchase those items
Right.
per the grant.
Was it 45.5 or was it 45? I can't
I
remember.
got 45.5, I believe.
Yeah, okay. I was just
I'm
curious.
pretty sure it was 45.5.
All right, so I need a motion that David can start to spend the grant money on the,
The
items,
LE Tech grant,
the
the
LE
items that were part of the grant.
part of the grant.
Done with.
John, I need a second.
I'll second.
Sarah? All in favor? Aye. Any more discussion? We're good with that?
I think we are.
Okay. I didn't see the ambulance report.
Mm,
No.
I got it very late, but I thought they emailed it to all three of us, Deb. You didn't get that?
Yeah, I think by the time I got it, these were already all together.
Done,
So
okay.
I've got one sitting on my desk. I don't think I made copies.
So are you all, do you want me to read it or you good or? I think we had 6 calls. Tom McGowan had 6 calls. I think if I remember correct for last month. Okay. And I was surprised because I thought, I wish Mary Ellen didn't leave. I was surprised it came from Dale because I thought Dale was resigning and transitioning.
Dale took back over on a temporary basis. The person that was handling it was unable to finish handling it, so at this time, Dale
Dale is back. Okay, I thought it was odd that Dale was back doing it, so,
Yeah.
okay. And he apologized for being late with it, so.
Yeah, he just kind of got thrown back into
Okay.
it, so I'm not surprised that.
More like begged back into it.
Okay.
Probably. Thank goodness for him.
I need approval of the financial reports, a motion. Sorry, I need a motion on approval. I need both, but I'll start with the motion.
I'll move.
Second.
Okay. And does anybody have any questions on the abstract? Don, did you have any questions? Did everything look
I
good?
did, but after I'm fine.
Okay, all good?
Yeah.
Okay, so all in favor, yes?
Abstain.
I need to vote, yeah.
Okay. You're abstaining, Sarah?
Mhm. I haven't had a chance to look at them, so
Okay,
I can't say.
that's fine.
Are you
Okay,
abstaining on no, you're not abstaining on passing the financial reports. You're going to abstain on resolution 51. What are you abstaining from?
the amounts that we're gonna put in.
The resolution.
The
Okay,
reports, I've not looked at the reports, I'm,
all right, so I'll go ahead and make sure.
So,
this is the first I've been in the town office aside from last night for an hour.
okay, so Sarah is
I like that.
making it. So on the general fund, do we have an amount?
Don't have a sheet.
It must be in there.
Thank you, sheet.
Oh, they weren't in there?
I don't see any abstract vouchers.
No, I don't see any either.
Wow. I don't either. They're gonna be inside of each folder.
Okay.
I just grabbed my folder before the meeting.
No, these folders.
These
Oh,
folders,
no,
all right.
those folders.
Can you push them down to me?
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good, I'll give you one.
Okay, you wanna yell to me what they are? All
Just
right, start,
pass all around the.
start, yeah, everybody do one, start with general. You got general, which
I
one you
got
got?
highway.
You got highway, DB, tell me the amount.
Does that prepays, John?
Wait a minute. Yes, they are.
So don't do that number.
Okay.
So don't do that number.
Well,
Yeah.
he has different sheets for them, right?
Right.
We don't do for
Prepays, don't go.
prepays.
We don't
They
do
don't
it.
get.
Oh, that's
There you
right.
go. I'll give you another one.
All right,
All right, go for
What's
it.
your first one? What's your first one?
first one, water, FX,
Okay,
30,000, 43, 47.
okay.
Wait, 30,043.47.
Yes, ma'am.
Repeat that, Sarah.
30,043.47.
We don't have one there, right? Yeah.
There should be one per folder other than the prepays.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next one,
General,
okay.
4,222.96.
4,000?
Did you see that prepaid
Wait a
folder?
Sarah's like, darn!
4,000, that's like nothing. Because of that prepay. That thing's like 6 inches thick.
Oh, wait a minute, let's see this. No,
No, that's it. You're correct. It just,
yeah,
that's a low number.
Maybe
I
Say
wanna-
that number again,
Maybe I wanna know what the prepaid folder was.
4,222.96.
Okay.
Oh,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
TOV, what's next? Highway you got,
Highway DB,
okay?
43,644.62.
Four, three, six, six,
No,
4,364.46.
4.
2. Numbers are hard.
especially
Highway
tonight.
DA, 4,911.88.
Thank you.
Town LSA Village, 2,122.56. And that's it.
SL 0.
Okay. There you have it.
No move,
Okay.
right?
Well,
I already did
Introduce
that.
the
Yeah.
resolution.
Yeah, right, sure.
Yeah, April did
Yeah.
and Sarah seconded it, so. No,
Roll call.
Wait a second. April, Sarah and April did approval of the financial reports as a whole.
Right.
Now we're in the resolution.
okay, so
John
John, you,
introduced it.
Yeah,
You
I
introduce
did,
it.
right.
A second.
okay,
Parks,
Yes.
Stockwell,
Yes.
Reifenberg,
yes.
Wales, right, you're abstaining?
Yes, please.
Christian, yes.
Okay. Any questions on any of these other reports, balance sheets, monthly and profit and loss?
I also didn't have a balance sheet. Does anybody else have a balance sheet? I have profit and loss, right?
Yes, talking a lot, that's it.
No balance sheet.
No, the rest of your financials are not
You can find it.
in package are put together. Ran out of time.
Okay, just a little update on the revolving loan account. We are meeting October 17th at 7 PM. And at that time, they will elect officers, president, and whatever. They're starting the process of looking at the applications and the interest rates. Okay?
So we have a formed revolving
Yes.
loan committee?
Yes,
Wow,
we
I've
do.
missed a lot.
Yes, we do. We've met, this will be our third meeting, Sarah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna get it out there.
That's
Hopefully,
awesome.
hopefully we'll be all set up by January. So, okay, old business.
I just got one question, on the logo. Anything forward to that?
On the seal,
The logo,
the
yeah.
town seal,
Yeah.
logo.
Okay.
It's in new
Oh.
business.
It's in new business.
Okay, sorry. Let me read that first.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, the personnel policy, it was recommended to me by, our, bookkeeper that we change that overtime to police only because we have no other people because we all allocate hours for them. So that was, she recommended we change that, but if you don't want to do that tonight, I'll table it. It's up to you guys. So that we just, because most of our part-time people that work, they can't work overtime because we don't have enough hours budgeted in the budget lines. So there's no way they could work overtime.
It only affects them.
It's only the police. So do you want to change, we want to change it to state just for police?
That's the only one
But-
that's better.
But yeah, that's the only one it affects, so.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so I need a motion that we change the personnel policy for police only for the overtime, and it does state by,
Approval of department head.
right? Okay, so I need a motion for that.
I'll move.
Sarah, I need a second.
Second.
John, all in favor? Aye. Okay, any discussion about that? Okay, the purchase policy, we had some updates on it last month, but I did some research with the comptroller. Our thing says it has to be, 10,000 or over has to be 3 bids or sealed bid. That is not correct. With the comptroller, it's 20,000. That needs to be changed to 20,000.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have the information out in my car if anybody would like to see it. Okay, so I need a motion to change that 10,000 to the 20,000 that the comptroller.
I make a motion.
April, I need a second.
Second.
John, all in favor?
I would like to table,
Okay,
because if we change the over 10,000 to be over 20,000, then what are we having for a policy between 10 and 20,000?
well, I'll tell you what the procurement policy was really intended for was not for the little bits of department heads.
Right.
It was intended for the over $20,000 purchases.
Okay.
That's what the procurement policy is for. And according to the comptroller, which I'll show you, it's 20,000. So
So-
I'm okay with tabling it so I can show you it and we can look at it.
I just am saying then if we change the over 10 to be over 20, then we also have to change the preceding paragraph to say either 1,000 to 19,999.
Okay, so let's
or
table it and
make
we'll
it
work,
under-
and we'll work on it. Okay, I'm fine with that.
All right.
Okay, so that, the purchase policy will be tabled till I'll show Sarah and we'll work on rewording it. Good catch there, Sarah. All right, resolution number 52, South New Berlin water re-levies.
Oh, do you want to do, I have a local law for the tax cap. Are you
Oh,
skipping it?
Yeah, guys.
Good night,
Oh,
guys.
no, I forgot, we gotta vote on that. I thought we did it at the public hearing, but we didn't. Okay, I need a motion. Well, is this like you do a motion or do we just introduce it? Because it's a local law.
You do a motion in second, as if you're introducing, and then I do roll call.
Okay, this is to the local law Number 2 will be numbered of 2024.
Motion.
Thank you, Roy.
Okay.
John?
Christian,
Yes.
Parks.
Yep.
Wales, right?
Sorry, I'm way behind. What are we doing?
Tax
Override.
rate.
Overriding
Overall for
tax
the
cap,
override.
yes. Yes, please, thank you.
Stockwell,
Yes.
Reifenberg.
Yes.
That was hard. Was that the first time you voted yes on that?
I think so.
I think it is.
Because I know we didn't go over, so I'm good. I was going to say no, but I'm like, I don't need to say no.
So
'cause
just
I-
a curious thing,
I
and
know.
conversation on this, is that I got a questionnaire from the Town Clerks Association as to how much easier it would make it for towns if the 2% tax levy was actually 2%. Because even though they say 2%, it's 1.67, 1.48.
It was
It's not-
1.02 this year.
Is that what this year, 1.02?
Yes.
So it's not
Jeez, chopping
actually
us off at the knees.
2%, but I did get a questionnaire, I haven't gotten back to it, but I thought it was interesting that it's actually become, you know, a conversation on the floor as to how much easier would it make it if we fought for the towns to make it an actual 2%, so. I thought that was
I think
interesting.
that'd be easier.
Okay.
Make math a lot easier.
Yeah.
So it'd be for 2% to actually equal 2%.
Yes.
2%.
Yeah.
It would definitely make math a lot easier. Okay, resolution number 52 of 2024, Town of Berlin, South New Berlin Water District, Town of New Berlin, Shenango County. Councilperson. Am I supposed to fill in that blank?
Well, when we actually pass it, we'll fill in who offered. It's
Okay.
worded a little bit differently because that's how it was worded in the system.
Okay, offered the following resolution and moved its adoption of unpaid water charges of uses to the South New Berlin District against certain properties.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Roy? I'll second. And I'm not gonna list all the individuals.
When you weren't in the room when I had said, when we do these, if we can just leave some flexibility. I sent out a notice giving everybody until October 20th to try to relieve them of the $200 levy fee. I've had at least 2 people that I believe will be making payment, and I don't have to file it right away with the county. So the only flexibility that I would like to have in the wording is that I can reduce it by anyone who pays between now and the time we file at the county. And I can give you a clean copy.
October 21st, you all right?
That should be, and I think it's, I don't know why I have November.
They've had all year.
I don't know why I have November
They,
on this.
I wish they would understand that they pay so much more money if they would just pay the monthly payment or the quarterly payment. They would save so much money, the taxpayers.
We changed our billing dates this year and it made it a little bit
And it's
wonky
kind of
for some
sad.
people.
I don't think half of them even know they pay it.
So they just assume it's on my
Well,
taxes. I pay my
they're-
water through my taxes.
They make a mortgage payment, the taxes are paid.
Where
Yeah,
they-
no,
That's great.
And that's how, yeah, it's probably all escrowed in and they don't,
There you go.
yeah. Okay, what's the date?
Today's date, so it's gonna be 10/15/24. And that's the date that you guys are.
No, what's the date that you want to
21st,
extend this to?
To the 20th. Their notice says that they have until the 20th because that's what they've always had, but we changed
And
our
we changed what
billing.
months we bill.
Yes, so
That's right.
it's made it a little bit confusing this
Yeah.
month, this year for some people.
Make it the
So
21st, so you make it in. Right?
yeah, and then by the 21st, then I can finalize it and send it in. I'll give you guys clean copies if it reduces. And it'll just be the copies you have if it
Okay.
doesn't.
Okay,
That's
that's fine. And are we doing that for all of
All of
these? Okay. Okay, so the first one, resolution is up with the change of
32.
October 21st, 24.
You've been voting on it.
Do we do these all separate and you do roll call, or are they all individual?
We usually end up just always doing them together because it's the same thing. Are you
Okay.
changing the date of the resolution to 10/21?
No, I'm changing that you are giving them a leeway to October 21st. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're asking for, right?
Yeah, but where are you putting that on the resolution if I'm gonna type that in?
I'm just writing it on my paper.
Oh, okay.
Just to make it
So, just so I can
Okay.
remember it.
Do we want all the same people to motion and second all three of these? We have Butternuts, Morris, and South and Brown.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, Red Cross.
Okay, Roy, Wendy. And roll call, Parks,
Yes.
Ravenberg,
Yes.
Christian,
Yes.
Stockwell,
Yes.
Rails Ray.
Yes.
April, you made it to the county ones. Forgot you on the South and Brown. But I wrote you in.
Okay, now we need to set, they have got everything down to the, school. Well, April, I'll let you tell, because you're the head.
So I had reached out to the principal at the high school regarding the seal contest for the town. And so 9th grade through 12th, it has been forwarded to the art teacher. I'm gonna follow up this week and see approximately how many kids we might have. You haven't heard anything, have you?
Just from the elementary art teacher said that it has been a discussion and she gave me the email, but I'd have to remember what the art teacher's name was.
You think about it, yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna call.
It was like Elle Doyle or whatever her name is at UV Storm, but I talked to Tresta today.
Okay, perfect. And before we had set it up and started, Deborah was great. She actually found a contract that we are going to do with the kids. That way we can use their artwork. It needs to be signed off by their parents and then that we can use their artwork. What a great opportunity for somebody to have a legacy of the town seal. So we are in the process of
Great on
working
a
on
college application.
it, doesn't it? So we are in hopes to have those, I believe, the end of November. So our December meeting, we're hoping that we will have a winner and we can have that individual come here, receive a certificate from us, be acknowledged through the board. Thought maybe I'd try to get a hold of the newspaper.
I was gonna say the
Yes.
evening sun.
Yeah, try to get a hold of that. But the other thing we wanted to do is to be able to get a gift card for the winner of that competition. So that's
Okay,
what we're
that
thinking about
sounds
doing,
great.
and we just need some type of an amount to buy and what kind of gift card.
Can town funds go to that? Cause it's almost like a lottery. Or would we have to donate personal funds towards that? I'm fine with either one.
Yeah, I'm fine either way.
I think the town could do an award for this. I don't know, I'd have to call a lawyer if it's
We
legal.
did
I know
that.
every time I suggested anything similar like that for the village, it was, they were up in arms about it, so.
I mean, I can ask the lawyer when I email him on the other thing, but
I'm okay either way.
I am
So
too.
if we did a
Me too.
$100 gift card from Amazon and each of us pumped in $20, if we had to, are we all? I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm good with
definitely
that.
think
I
this.
will definitely.
This is a
donate.
positive.
I would contribute as well.
Oh, thank you.
I
Yeah,
would too.
There you
I'd be
go.
glad to give you something.
Okay,
yeah. I think
Okay.
that it's a wonderful opportunity and I hope we have lots of
so, or you wanna do a $100 gift card?
to Amazon. That would be
To
great. That way the
Amazon.
kids can order what they want.
Okay.
It's just,
I
it's
was
not a
gonna
lot.
say Amazon is definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Worst
we
case
will,
scenario, they buy a Visa card.
and
on
we will
Amazon.
we'll all chip in
Yeah,
for that.
absolutely.
Okay. And I need a
When do you need the
motion
money in, April, if you want?
anytime before December.
Anytime before
I'll
December.
bring it next
No,
month.
Yeah.
All right, I need a motion that we do this.
I'll move.
Sarah, I need a second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's
Okay,
right.
Very nice. Yeah.
okay, I think that's great. Okay, you'll see, the, generator has been delivered. We're waiting for gas, but that was, no, because we've had a challenge with the gas. I didn't know this. I would have had this all lined up if I knew this was gonna be this difficult, but I didn't. You
Just
have
dropping the
3
ball,
quotes.
Abby.
The one quote is, an email and it was very generic from, Norton's Gas.
Yep.
But I would, they never, most of the other quotes, they came out and did a, look and then they sent us the quotes, I believe. Norton's has not been out. And she's estimating 150. She doesn't think over that. But looking at these other quotes, maybe we should estimate up to 1,000
Whoa.
on that extra, just in case there is oversight. And I don't think it'll go oversight. She's telling me 150 that for the valve and stuff. So, but I don't know if she's assuming that we're buying the line, which we can buy the line, but I would say I don't know how much that line would cost, Roy. Because that would be, I'm assuming a copper line for the gas or that
Well,
stretchy,
they're probably gonna use comparable, the same thing that
what the other ones are.
like the other one does here.
So I'm thinking 1,000, like if I would say Norton's came in at the least amount.
Yeah, compared to.
And the one quote, I didn't even see the price for the gas, I don't think, on their quote that was, I looked and I like, am I seeing it or am I missing it?
Which one is that?
I did,
Newest, the most expensive?
yeah, the one was 13,000,
Yeah,
one is
And
4788,
they don't have the first fill.
and neither one of them, I don't think. Did yours have?
Yeah.
Where's theirs, Phil?
The second page where they're,
Oh, it's on the back, $1.59, and the other one was $1.40. So I need a motion that we accept the 28.50 price to purchase the 500-gallon above-ground tank with the, with the 400. But I would also like to add 1,000 for extra expenses.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to,
Okay.
but it's still gonna put us.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot under both of these other bids, okay? Okay, so
Right?
I need a second.
One second.
All in favor? Aye. Any other discussion?
but who's doing all the other parts for that one? Because these other two have a lot of parts listed that one doesn't have listed.
That's why I upped it to 1,000 instead of 150. So I can't go, if it goes over 1,000, I'll have to bring it back to the board. Unless she tells us to go purchase the stuff and then we can have Matt go purchase the
Right.
stuff. So maybe she's thinking we're gonna purchase the line and stuff and she's just doing the regulator. Which that, we can do through Roy. Okay, what's next on the list? The tentative budget. So now I'll have to change these numbers and change this around. So I'll work on that and get you all a new copy.
Tweaking, it's not tweaking.
Okay, and then next, board meeting, we'll be passing it. It'll be the preliminary to pass,
Good.
okay? And what's the date you gotta send it to county, Debbie? Is it the Thursday after the?
By the
election?
20th. I have to have it
Oh, I
at
thought
county.
we had to vote on it by we have to vote on it before the Thursday after the election, is that correct?
We're always able to do it at our second Monday, which is gonna be Tuesday board meeting.
Yeah, don't forget, it's gonna be
So
on
that's
Tuesday.
two things that aren't on the
Next
thing.
Veterans Day.
Next month is?
Yeah, because the Veterans Day is on a Monday.
So we need a motion for that, and we need a motion for a public hearing in the November meeting for the budget. We have to have a public hearing
Hearing.
to pass the budget.
So we're doing a November 12th meeting?
Is that what it comes out to? Okay, so 11/12 meeting.
But we need a public meeting before.
Yeah.
But we need a motion to change it to 11/12.
So is that at 5:45?
That wasn't in our resolution at the beginning of the year that we'd have 2 Tuesdays.
I don't think
I don't think it
November
was.
was.
Not November. I don't.
We can motion, and then if
Always
it
just
is, I'll just
Okay.
strike it from the minutes. I'll go
Yeah.
back in the resolution.
Okay, so we need a motion to change the meeting to Tuesday because of the holiday, Veterans Day holiday.
I make a motion.
April, second,
That's right.
Roy. Okay,
All in favor?
aye.
Uh,
I need a motion to have a public hearing on 11/12 at 5:45 for the budget.
I make a motion.
April?
A second.
Sarah? All in favor? Aye. And
You already did the.
and we did that. Okay, I have to call executive session very quickly over police. Correct? Oh, and I have one other thing before I go into executive session. Here's a copy of what is going in the paper to inform the people of the public vote. So look at it. I emailed it, or I didn't email it, but here's one for Deb for the files. Did you get one? Here's yours.
Well, yeah, I printed mine.
Okay, do you want one?
I don't know, what's it about?
About the proposition to appoint a
Proposition
town, the proposition
Oh, yeah,
was
it's funny, I was thinking about that.
to appoint a town clerk instead of elect one. And this is what we're gonna put in the paper to educate the public.
To appoint the town clerk.
Clerk instead
Rather than be an elected position, be appointed position.
of, okay?
So you're elected?
Yes, and not appointed. Okay, so that being said, we gotta go into executive. Can I have a second?
I can read this.
One thing I forgot to tell you when I did my planning thing, when I called the county to bring the Shanley thing over there, because you have to get there before the county planning board meeting, and because we're on the first Thursday and they're always the second Tuesday, sometimes I'm just getting it in the day before. Shane told me they have changed the county planning board meetings. It is now going to be the day after your supervisor meetings. It's no longer going to be definitely the second Tuesday of the month. So, and Allison sent me the dates so that I know when they meet, so I don't miss them.
So, okay.
It was easier when it was just the second Tuesday.
Who moved and seconded for the executive session?
I motioned. April second.
Did I tell you when?
Right, and that's at 8:17.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, take care, guys.
So we're just 8:17 that we're going.
We
into
can't
executive.
stay, we
I
have to
know.
leave.
I used to do executive sessions too,
Okay.
school board.
Okay,
Except you're supposed to tell people what the top, what.
it is over,
Personnel or.
it's
or-
over a personnel in the police department. Okay,
Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
yeah, thank you, and, keep me posted and I'll keep you posted.
Okay,
And after they do their research, I'll let you know what we find out,
okay,
okay?
all right.
What was our local law number that we passed?
2.
2.
And thank you, everybody, for listening to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
And everybody have a great evening.
You too.
April, I didn't print that.
I didn't either, because I still needed to mess around with
Okay, all right,
the wording.
downstairs or upstairs?
Remember, I gotta be out of here to go vote.
I know, I'm hustling.
You gotta go.
It should be very, very
Out to
quick.
Berlin's Fire Department's trying to get an ambulance.
Oh, okay.
I tried to find it.
I worked on roofs. I worked on roofs and stuff on my own.